Chapter 51. The game is over, and contestant number 9527 in Group D has won. Congratulations! The referee smiled and said congratulations, and at the same time there was a lot of applause from the audience. Chen Yifan smiled and bowed slightly to the surroundings. The muscular boy on the opposite side retracted Machop with a dark face, as if he hadn't recovered from the shadow of failure. After getting off the stage, the muscular boy suddenly approached Chen Yifan. My name is Tian Yat. Your Bunelbi is very good. I am convinced. But next time we meet again, I will never lose so easily. I hope to see you again next time. The muscular boy, no, it was Tian Ye who stretched out his hand towards Chen Yifan, without the slightest look of decadence on his face, looked at Chen Yifan with a serious expression, and at the same time bowed slightly to him. He has always admired the powerful trainer, and he looks down on those who taunt rival when they lose. You lost the game, so how can you have the face to taunt the person who won you? Chen Yifan thought at first that Tian Ye was looking for him to PK with a real person, but he didn't expect such a situation. After being surprised, he also reached out his hand, and the two shook hands and quickly let go. Chen Yifan, your Machop is also very strong. If my Bunelbi was hit just now, I might have fallen down. Chen Yifan smiled slightly and continued. This is not a compliment. If Bunelbi was hit head-on by Machop's karate chop under the contest condition, he would either lie down or be seriously injured. Of course, Bunelbi can defeat Machop in 100 ways. If there is another fight, Chen Yifan guarantees that Machop will not even have a chance to use focus energy. Tian Ye forced a smile on his tense face. He was not good at words and always walked alone. Although he was not as serious as Niu Junhao's social fear, he did not intend to continue chatting with Chen Yifan. After nodding slightly, he left. Chen Yifan didn't care, and took advantage of the gap to find the recorder to help Bunelbi recover. Although Bunelbi didn't suffer any injuries and didn't use much strength, it's good to recover more. It's not for nothing, it's free anyway. In the future, there will be no such opportunity. A junior trainer is within reach for Chen Yifan. When he becomes a junior trainer, if he wants to restore Pokémon, he will have to pay for it. After a few rounds, except for Tian Ye who gave him a small surprise, the rest of the rivals were solved with one move, which made Chen Yifan feel bored again and at the same time couldn't help but look forward to the follow-up schedule even more. The schedule of the qualifiers is really not much of a challenge for him. As Bunelbi went from strength to strength, so did his horizons. I hope that the subsequent knockout rounds, as well as the main race, can bring him more surprises. This year, he must make Bunelbi famous throughout Sichuan province. It is estimated that it is impossible to become famous all over the country. Every region has martial arts exams, such as the Little Ho-Oh Cup. They are all closed, and people from other provinces will basically not remember the champions of Sichuan province, and people from Sichuan province will not remember champions from other provinces. Little Chen. After the game, Zhang Miaoruin rushed into Chen Yifan's arms like throwing herself into her arms. Hugging his eldest daughter, Chen Yifan didn't care about other people's eyes, and kissed Zhang Miao's forehead. Did you win? Zhang Miao leaned obediently in Chen Yifan's arms, and raised her hands when she heard the words, comparing 1 and 2 gestures. It's 12 consecutive victories. Hey, I'm not that good. Fantastic, I'm not bad either. Chen Yifan praised Zhang Miao, but at the same time he didn't forget to talk about his achievements. Wow, my little Chen is so amazing, I like it so much. The two fools praised each other like children in kindergarten, but they enjoyed it so much. Perhaps this is love. After the two had lunch at the Pokémon Center, Chen Yifan was going to send Zhang Miao back, which would be their daily routine during the competition. Although Zhang Miao sometimes wanted to disclose her relationship with Chen Yifan to her father, she still endured the thought of Chen Yifan. She wanted Chen Yifan to appear in front of her parents in an open and above-board manner, and she needed Chen Yifan to get certain grades. Without grades, with Zhang Wenbin's personality, she would definitely not tolerate them being together. She has always believed in her little Chen, and she will definitely shine in the Little Ho-Oh Cup. The two walked out of the Pokémon Center hand in hand, and before they got into a taxi, they were stopped by a person. Zhang Miao raised her brows, and couldn't hold back the anger in her heart. You ugly ghost, why are you still haunted? Chen Yifan also narrowed his eyes, and took a step forward, protecting Zhang Miao behind him. What do you want to do? If you want to fight, I will accompany you. The person who stopped them was the anchor Xiang, who ran quickly. After Xiang was scolded by Zhang Miao today, the more he thought about it, the more angry he became, and even the live broadcast was a little absent-minded. He simply cut off the live broadcast, and downloaded it under the screen full of question marks in the live broadcast room. Xiang tried to find the figures of the two of them, but there were too many fighting areas and too many competition platforms, so it was difficult to find them one by one. So he waited here at the gate of the Pokémon Center. Anyway, these two people will come out sooner or later, and it's okay to play a little later. Love Wu as much as Wu, hate Wu as much as Wu, although Chen Yifan didn't scold him, but he also hated Chen Yifan. How could he bear being scolded by a woman as a mid-level trainer himself? Even if this woman is very beautiful, he can't bear it, he always takes revenge. It's the same in front of people, but in the live broadcast, he is an image of a big brother who is close and intimate. There is a set behind it, after the live broadcast is cut off, he will not let himself suffer a little bit of grievance, and he must come back with revenge. Few of the women who dared to reject him in the live broadcast before ended up well, let alone the one who dared to scold him face to face. What do you want? Xiang licked his lips and smiled sinisterly, of course I want to FK you. Boy, if you are a man, you can fight with me, the bet on winning or losing. Xiang smiled evilly and looked at Zhang Miao at the side, it's her, how about it? Hat. A smile appeared on Chen Yifan's face. Boom. All of a sudden, Chen Yifan's fist slammed into Xiang's face, using a lot of strength, and at the same time that Chen Yifan's hand hurt, Xiang's body also fell down. This scene was seen by passers-by, but none of them dared to step forward. Boy, you dare to hit an intermediate trainer, you are looking for death. Xiang lay on the ground, the pain on his face made his expression hysterical, and he looked at Chen Yifan in disbelief while covering his face. How dare this kid, just a trainee rookie, he is an intermediate trainer, isn't he afraid of releasing Pokémon to beat him up? You're looking for death. Zhang Miao helped her boyfriend rub the hand that beat Xiang, and stepped forward to kick Xiang. Xiang wailed again. This is the biggest joke I've heard in my life. A mere mid-level trainer dares to mess with me, BD, you're dead. Also, an intermediate trainer has a really thick skin. My little Chen is a trainee. If you have the guts, why don't you dare to fight those high-level trainers? Zhang Miao kicked Xiang angrily after thinking about it. Foot. Zhang Miao's vigor was evident for a moment. This is the Pokémon Center, and the Alliance branch of Sichuan Province is also here. In my father's base camp, there is actually an intermediate trainer who dares to talk to me like this guy, court death. Chapter 52. After the punch just now, Xiang realized how powerful Chen Yifan is. His body is not as strong as this kid at all, and it seems that he can't beat a real person PK. I wanted to release Pokémon, but when I thought that using Pokémon to attack trainer is a felony, and this is near the entrance of the Pokémon Center, although there is not a lot of traffic, it is enough to get people talking, not to mention there is surveillance. This made him hesitate even more. Originally, he wanted to take the two of them to a place with few people and deal with them properly, but he didn't expect to fall into a big fall. No wonder Xiang didn't expect other results. In his opinion, he is an intermediate trainer. These are the rookies who are trainees. He should listen to him. He has succeeded many times in the past, but he did not expect to encounter difficulties this time. The BD who dared to beat him regardless of the class gap. BD, you are dead. Do you know who my father is? You have heard Zhang Wenbin's name. Let me tell you, don't even think about leaving today. Run Xiang, you can't escape. The more Zhang Miao thought about it, the angrier she became. She couldn't help but want to take out her Pokémon Pokédex and call her dad to tell him that his precious daughter was being bullied outside. With Zhang Wenbin's character, this kid won't die twice. They are not enough to lash out. Although she is trying to fight her father, she is happy with this kind of BD Zhang Wenbin. Xiang murmured, and then his pupils shrank suddenly. Zhang Wenbin, the vice chairman of the Sichuan Alliance League, elite trainer. That is a big man who often appears on TV and in major competitions in Sichuan province. As a Sichuan's, how could he not know? Myself, did I hit the iron plate? It was only at this time that Xiang had time to look at Zhang Miao, who was blushing from his little face. The male college followed his mother, and the female college followed his father. After Zhang Miao said this, the more he looked at it, the more he felt that he was a bit like Zhang Wenbin. He believed it. In this regard, who dares to speak nonsense, once it is verified that it is not, the consequences will definitely be serious. Seeing that Zhang Miao was about to make a phone call, Cai Xiang wanted to cry for a moment, but it was over, and he really couldn't eat anymore and walked away today. That's an elite trainer, or an alliance high level, how can a scum of an intermediate trainer like him be able to provoke him? Even if he can run away, the monk can't escape the temple if he runs away. If he is caught, the consequences will be more serious. Wait a minute. At this moment, Chen Yifan stopped Zhang Miao. Chen Yifan was not surprised by the identity of Zhang Miao's father, but it was as he expected. There are not many famous people in Sichuan province with the surname Zhang. Zhang Wenbin is one of them, and his age is suitable. Not sure. Xiao Chen. Zhang Miao looked at Chen Yifan with some doubts. Isn't it easy to let her father come forward at this time to solve this scum? Chen Yifan shook his head and looked at Cai Xiang, who was still lying on the ground with a look of fear on his face. It is true that Zhang Miao's father would be able to deal with him easily. But this was not enough to vent the anger in Chen Yifan's heart. When he heard that Cai Xiang asked to bet on Zhang Miao, if the law did not allow him, this guy would definitely be beaten to death by him. He wants to use trainer's way to get rid of the scum of this society. You, what do you want? Regardless of Cai Xiang's fearful words, Chen Yifan turned to look at Zhang Miao, took her little hand and said seriously, Miao, I want to fight this guy, I am your boyfriend, if I don't do, I cannot be reconciled. Xiao Chen. Zhang Miao looked at Chen Yifan movedly, although beating up this guy and his Pokémon was really venting. But thinking of Cai Xiang's trainer level, Zhang Miao couldn't help frowning, but, this guy is an intermediate trainer, Xiao Chen. Trust me. Chen Yifan said seriously, Bun Lb was able to compete at the elementary level when he was a trainee, but now that he has reached the elementary trainer level, why can't he compete at the intermediate level? He wanted to vent his anger on Zhang Miao in his own way. After Zhang Miao hesitated, she still agreed, but Cai Xiang was not a fool, so she couldn't let them manipulate her, so she made a video call with her father. Meow, what's the matter? Are you home? Dad will be back later today. As soon as he turned on the camera, Zhang Wenbin looked at the corners of his daughter's pouting mouth, frowned, and couldn't help but said, What's wrong? Someone bullied you. Zhang Miao shook her head, turned the Pokémon Pokédex, and pointed it at Cai Xiang, who was lying on the ground. Cai Xiang had good eyesight. At this time, he also saw Zhang Wenbin's appearance. He couldn't help swallowing, and turned his head away. He walked over, not wanting Zhang Wenbin to see him. Damn! Really, it's over. Cai Xiang wailed in his heart. When Zhang Wenbin saw his daughter, he turned the camera away for a while, and then turned back for a while. There was a person lying on the ground with his face swollen like a pig's head. It looked like he had been beaten badly. Did you get into a fight? Where are you now? Zhang Wenbin was confused, but he couldn't calm down after seeing this scene. Looking at the eager father, Zhang Miao stuck out her tongue with a smile. No, Dad, I didn't fight with others, don't worry, I just want you to see, this person was beaten to the ground, okay ugly haha. Ah. Before Zhang Wenbin could speak again, his daughter hung up the phone. Just as he was about to call again, he saw the location sent by his daughter, which was displayed at the entrance of the Pokémon Center. He finally felt relieved. This girl. Zhang Wenbin was angry and funny, and when he got back, he didn't teach her a lesson, he didn't do anything right all day. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Miao and Chen Yifan looked at each other and smiled, and they stepped forward, looking condescending. At this moment, Cai Xiang became a quail completely. He hunted geese all day long and was finally pecked by geese. He had already made up his mind that he was about to be judged. Seeing Zhang Miao looking at him, Cai Xiang showed a flattering smile, begging for Zhang Miao's forgiveness. Zhang Miao snorted, and turned her head to the side. Originally, this guy was an ugly ghost, but now he's healed, he's become a pig-headed ugly ghost, and it's even more disgusting. Fight with me, if you win, let you go, and you will not be held accountable. Chen Yifan said blankly. Cai Xiang was taken aback for a moment, then his eyes widened, and he said in a trembling voice, This brother, the fight you said is a Pokémon battle? Can you count your words? Really let me go? Cai Xiang couldn't believe who gave this kid confidence, but he also wanted to be sure that this kid really wanted to fight him, so that he would have a chance to escape, otherwise, in front of Zhang Wenbin, he would definitely there is no way out. What nonsense, if my Xiao Chen didn't want to teach you a lesson, I would have sent my father here. Zhang Miao Miao looked at Cai Xiang impatiently, and smiled like a little devil, if you don't agree, then I don't mind letting my father come and fight you personally. Yes. I'm definitely willing, miss, please spare me just once. Cai Xiang panicked when he heard that Zhang Wenbin was going to go out in person. A person like him is a typical bully. Zhang Wenbin was much harder than him, and a small stone couldn't hit a diamond. Okay, stand up, so that others don't think we are bullying you. Zhang Miao Miao pouted, and let this guy lie on the ground for a while. The security guards at the Pokémon Center are probably coming over, so don't look like she is bullying same. Cai Xiang responded repeatedly, his arms and legs were scratched by the fall just now, he stood up enduring the pain. Also, I can let you go if you win, but if you lose. The corners of Zhang Miao Miao's mouth curled up slightly, and Chen Yifan rubbed the little girl's hair to make her stop showing such an evil look. Zhang Miao Miao behaved obediently like a kitten. Only in front of Chen Yifan and her parents, she was a good girl. In front of outsiders, especially the former Niu Junhao, she is still fresh in her memory. She is a real little witch. Cai Xiang was so scared by Zhang Miao Miao that he dared not speak. If he lost, what would happen if he lost? After being interrupted by Chen Yifan, Zhang Miao Miao had no intention of continuing to play tricks, and said directly, if you lose, you can let you go, but all your belongings must belong to us. This bet is to sign a contract. Yes, Alliance says you have as much property as you have, of course, we don't want your fixed property, only cash. Zhang Miao Miao is not a good person, how could she let this guy go so easily, and if she lost, she would use all her belongings to make amends to her and Xiao Chen. She didn't expect much money from this guy, but maybe she could buy more for Xiao Chen several clothes. Chen Yifan is not a kind person, he is only friendly to his relatives and friends, and his expression didn't fluctuate at all. After Cai Xiang heard this, his face was bitter, and he was full of belongings. He saved money for several years live broadcast, but it was stored in the Pokédex account and the bank. Alliance can find out that this is what he plans to use to buy a house and use it money to buy new Pokémon. An intermediate trainer can have 3 Pokémon, but it does not mean that an intermediate trainer must subdue 3 Pokémon. You can use 2 Pokémon to a high-level trainer. As long as you have that strength, it is not a hard and fast rule. The reason why the number of Pokémon is limited is also for the sake of the trainer's ability. Most trainers can't afford to support more than 1 Pokémon. It is very good to be able to support themselves and a few Pokémon. He has been saving for so long, and he has been live broadcasting for so long, just to buy a powerful Pokémon to improve his strength. As long as he becomes an advanced trainer, making money will definitely be easier. However, when he thought that Chen Yifan was only a trainee, Cai Xiang gritted his teeth and agreed. He didn't believe that a trainee trainer could beat him. Give this kid a good look. Okay, I agree. It should be on the shelves tomorrow, I hope book friends will support a lot. Chapter 53. The Pokémon Center is also a notary office where contracts are signed. In recent days, due to the holding of the small Ho-Oh Cup, the notary office is basically in a crowded contest condition, and there are not many people coming. Zhang Miao Miao and Chen Yifan walked in front of the courtyard, followed by a dejected Cai Xiang, and their faces were swollen from Chen Yifan's punch, and the 3 of them looked a little weird. It was as if Cai Xiang was the victim. The staff of the Pokémon Center also had the same idea. When they learned that Cai Xiang was going to sign this unequal contract, they asked again and again, Sir, do you really want to sign it? You have to be careful, this is not a joke, signed it there is no regret after that. If you are threatened, you can tell us, our Pokémon Center will make decisions for you. As he spoke, he glanced at Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao Miao in a strange way. These 2 didn't look like bad guys. This guy looked much older than these 2. This big guy's why is he so easy to be bullied? Neither Chen Yifan nor Zhang Miao Miao spoke, nor did they care about the staff's tone, they just looked at Cai Xiang with a smile. The corners of Cai Xiang's mouth twitched, causing his face to hurt even more, and he glared at the staff member who spoke at 530 angrily, "Stop FG nonsense, hurry up, I am willing, can you control it? Why are you making decisions for him? You are a FG staff member, shit is not, who can make decisions for him?" When Zhang Wenbin came, he must have surrounded him like a pug and made decisions for him. It was all farting. The staff was choked, and their faces turned cold. Most of the common staff working in the Pokémon Center are not very talented, and their family background is not good. Even intermediate trainers are far from reaching it, and many of them are trainee trainers. Although their status is humble, what they need is also respect. Hey! Who are you complaining about? Apologize to them. Zhang Meow Meow on the side couldn't get used to it, and glared at Cai Xiang with her hips on her hips. Ah! Cai Xiang was taken aback for a moment, then he showed a flattering smile on his face, nodded and said, "Yes, yes, Miss Zhang is right. I'm sorry, I said it too seriously, and I apologize to you here." Cai Xiang's words eased the staff's expression, and they glanced at Zhang Meow Meow gratefully. It turned out that he was, wrong. This guy is not a good thing. The staff didn't ask any more questions, and immediately signed a contract for the three of them. The notary office has a special competition table, which is an additional battle area, but compared to the huge lineup of 400 competition tables in the battle area, the notary office has only 2, which is slightly smaller. When Chen Yifan and Cai Xiang stood on the stage, they were still a little apprehensive. "Miss Zhang, if I win, will you really let me go?" He was still a little worried. Most of these second-generation promises were like farting. He also knew a rich second generation before. Although he was not as good as the second generation like Zhang Meow Meow, he talked like farting. Although there are contract restrictions, this contract is purely a restriction on him, and it doesn't really have much effect on Zhang Meow Meow. If she really wants revenge, Alliance can't control it. Zhang Meow Meow glanced at Cai Xiang unhappily. "Who is Zhang Meow Meow? She is famous for her promises, this guy dare not believe her." She didn't bother to return him either. It was Chen Yifan who was standing on the stage who said, "You'd better think about how to fight me first, are you so sure you can win?" Cai Xiang choked for a moment, gritted his teeth and didn't think about it anymore. If he wins against Zhang Meow Meow and revenges him, no matter how angry he gets, he won't be able to do anything to him. Anyway, he will die anyway, so it's better to teach this arrogant boy a lesson. Relying on the fact that he has a powerful girlfriend who is somewhat pretty, he insists on being soft. Hateful. The notary office has special video and audio recording equipment, so there is no need for staff to participate, and the two can start when they are ready. "Xiao Chen, come on, beat this guy into a pig's head for me." Zhang Meow Meow cheered Chen Yifan up with her small fists in the audience, and blew a kiss by the way. Chen Yifan stretched out his hand to catch the blown kiss, and the two showed their love unscrupulously, which made Cai Xiang, who was opposite him, itch with hatred, envious and jealous for a while. Although he didn't dare to think too much about Zhang Meow Meow anymore, who wouldn't want a girlfriend who was good-looking, powerful, rich, and clingy? Bowing his head slightly, Cai Xiang sorted out his mood. No matter how he is an intermediate trainer, it is impossible to lose to this kid. This time, he must give him a good look. Let him know that the trainer's iron rule is that you can't do anything wrong. Cai Xiang took out a great ball. Although he had little savings, he was reluctant to use such an expensive Ultra Ball for Pokémon. Great Ball is already pretty good. Cai Xiang didn't dare to tell Chen Yifan to release the Pokémon first, so he had to release the Pokémon himself first. Anyway, this kid only has one Pokémon, and no matter how much he can change it, he can't change it. "Hello!" Following a feeble shout, a red light flashed across the field, and a green Pokémon about the height of a 4 or 5-year-old child appeared on the field, with Green's large lotus leaf on its head, with an unhappy expression on its face. And a bit like the Kappa people said in ancient times. Chen Yifan stopped interacting with Zhang Meow Meow at this time, and became serious, looking at this Pokémon on the field, with a gleam in his eyes. "I didn't expect this guy to have something." The first evolution of Loaded, Lombra. Attribute, Water and Grass ability, Rain Plate. When in a rainy environment, Pokémon will slowly recover physical strength, depending on the strength of Pokémon. Species Strength 340 Qualification, Rare Strength, Good Level, Intermediate Trainer Level, Skills, Water Gun, Teeter Dance, Crazy Fury Swipes, Astonish Note, Lombra, the evolution of loaded, is nocturnal and will start to move after the sun goes down. If they see anglers, they will have fun pulling lines out of the water and messing around. Looking at his Lombra, Cai Xiang showed a confident smile for the first time. Lombra is his second Pokémon, and it is also the Pokémon he bought at a great price. Loaded with 2 stages of evolution is considered a real rare Pokémon, plus the rare qualification, if it does not need Water Stone to evolve into a powerful Ludicolo, it will be sold more expensive. But even so, it cost him a full 850,000 Alliance coins, and emptied his income from live broadcasting for more than 2 years at that time. Fortunately, he has already earned it back, otherwise he would not have the idea of buying a third Pokémon. With Lombra in this game, there is no way he can lose. Boy, wait for death. Chapter 54. Chen Yifan looked at Lombra and couldn't help laughing. If it was the first time he saw Lombra, he would definitely be deceived by its appearance. Although he looks honest and aggrieved, Lombra has a very naughty personality. And at this stage, Lombra also has 2 slightly weak points. One is that although Lombra has 2 evolutions, the improvement of the first evolution is actually not high, and its species strength is only 340. Only when it finally evolves to its full form can it be considered truly rare and powerful. The other is its ability. As a high-achieving student, Chen Yifan, who can get very high scores in the Chinese examination, how could he not know that there are 3 kinds of abilities in Lombra? It doesn't look like a dream ability. It is said that only Pokémon with legendary qualification or higher can have the dream ability. 627. Of course, there are a few exceptions, one of which is Chen Yifan's Bunelby. Excluding the dream ability, Lombra only has the leisurely roaming ability and the rain pan ability. Although Chen Yifan doesn't know what kind of ability Cai Xiang's Lombra is, but these 2 abilities, no matter which one, is ineffective for Cai Xiang's battle, especially indoor battles. Because in order to activate these 2 abilities, rainy weather is required. Either it's a rainy day for an outdoor fight, but the rain dance skill cannot be learned by an intermediate trainer, let alone an intermediate trainer, even an advanced trainer may not be able to use it. That is a full-fledged weather-changing move, which requires huge energy support. Even if you have a corresponding learning machine, even if you learn it, the Pokémon is not strong enough and may not have physical strength before it can be used. Unless you are born with an ability like Sunshine, you can activate the ability to change the weather as soon as you come out, and you basically don't use your own energy. But Pokémon that can change the weather are mostly inherently strong. For example, Groudon, the god of the earth in Legendary, appeared as Norman Chidi when he appeared on the stage, a big scene full of wealth and disaster. Although Groudon has played very few games in history, according to expert research, Groudon is likely to be Rizeo's ability. Without thinking too much, Chen Yifan took out the Pokeball. Just as Bunelby believed in him, he also always believed in Bunelby. The rival in front of them, to them, is not an unattainable mountain, but a small hill that is too short. It's easy to jump over. Seeing Chen Yifan's Bunelby appear on the stage, Cai Xiang couldn't help the ecstasy in his heart, and almost laughed out loud. What are you doing? He thought this kid was hiding some cards, and he was playing for a long time. That's it. A dig. Is this trying to kill him? But Zhang Miao Miao stared at him, and he didn't dare salation to laugh. He looked at Chen Yifan with a suppressed smile on his swollen face, and asked, "Start." "Miao Miao, come on and start." "Okay." Chen Yifan nodded, he felt the mocking gaze from Cai Xiang. He doesn't care about being underestimated, anyway, the result will be told to those people sooner or later. Rival who underestimated himself and Dudumian did not end well. "Bunelby, let's fight. This time rival is different, we have to do our best." "Dugu." Bunelby's eyes also became serious, and he arched his body, looking ready to go. Lombra on the opposite side scratched his head, looking dumbfounded, as if he was completely unprepared to enter the battle. "Start?" With Zhang Miao's coquettish shout, the battle was about to kick off. Apprentice Trainer vs Intermediate Trainer, 1v1 battle, officially begins. Fake out. Dig. Bunelby was like a flash of lightning, Normal rushed out, and in the blink of an eye from Lombra, Bunelby was in front of it. Lombra was startled, but its reaction speed was not slow, and it crossed its hands in front of it. Boom! Chu Fang swung his fist violently and hit Lombra's arm, making a soft sound. Lombra gritted his teeth and took a few steps back, shaking his aching arm. Even it felt that Bunelby was a little too strong. Cai Xiang looked at Chen Yifan and Bun Elby in disbelief, and felt a sudden sense of crisis in his heart. Although he thought it was still impossible for Chen Yifan to win against him, he was not a fool. This kid is not stunned, he has some strength. With serious eyes, Cai Tsarab became serious. He didn't want to capsize in the gutter, otherwise he couldn't afford the price, which was all his savings. Lombra, water gun. Cai Xiang's voice became thinner because of his anxiety. Hello. Blue light flashed in Lombra's eyes, his mouth was slightly opened, and a rapid and violent stream of water was sprayed out towards the digger. Although the attack strength of the water gun is not high, it is issued by a Lombra with a good level of strength. Bun Elby, who is still at the common level, will suffer quite a lot of damage if he is hit in the front. After all, no matter how strong it is only a Bun Elby. Although its strength is strong, its physical defense is also its shortcoming. Bun Elby ran on all fours, avoiding Lombra's water gun, but Lombra's water gun could move, and while moving his body, he found the direction of the excavation, and immediately let the water gun hit Bun Elby. Chu Zhifang paused, and was led back by the water gun. At the same time, a look of pain appeared on his small face. Chen Yifan's face tightened, slash it hard. Kugu. While enduring the water gun's attack, Kugu Fong concentrated his strength in his hands, and slammed one layer at the incoming water gun. What? Cai Xiang exclaimed. Wow! With great force, water gun was cut in two out of thin air. Although Lombra made up for it again, Bun Elby had already run a long way. Great! Xiao Chen! Come on, Bun Elby! Seeing Bun Elby escaped from birth, Zhang Miao Miao was relieved. The more she watched, the more excited she became. It was a blessing to see the man she liked sweating on the field. A bad premonition arose in Cai Xiang's heart again, something was wrong with this Bun Elby. What the hell is this trainee? Are you kidding me? But what happened next left him no room to think. He saw Bun Elby's limbs flashing white, and quick attack rushed towards Lombra again. Lombra's water gun can't hit Bun Elby in the quick attack state of 4.1 at all, and can only watch the digging avoid rushing. Lombra had no choice but to stop the water gun attack and put on a defensive posture. Boom! Rabbit kicks back. He kicked Lombra's chest hard, and with a loud bang, Lombra's body was shot backwards and fell heavily to the ground. Hello! Lombra's face from the pain became even more bitter, and the force of Bun Elby's kick was really not low, as if his bones were about to fall apart. But beating the dog in the water is a necessary move for Bun Elby. How can we wait for the opponent to rest? Bun Elby's ears lit up with white lights, and before Lombra got up, he was about to take another shot at Lombra, when he heard Cai Xiang's sharp growl not far away. Lombra, use astonish. Chapter 55. Ah! With a high-pitched scream from Lombra, who was still lying on the ground, the whole venue resounded with his screaming growl. While startling everyone, it also frightened Du Defang into place, and retracted the attack that he originally intended to launch. Fortunately, surrounded by a thin layer of protective cover, Lombra's exclamation was not aggressive to the two trainers and Zhang Miao Miao outside, otherwise, it would have been frightening. While Bun Elby was in a daze, Lombra stretched out his fist and punched Bun Elby forcefully. Du Jifang's body was already petite, but his body was not so stable, so Lombra immediately sent him flying. Zhang Miao Miao also became nervous at this time, and only then did she realize that no matter how BD this guy is, he is still an intermediate trainer after all. Bun Elby, who came back to his senses, lay on the ground and looked at Lombra. He straightened up, his eyes flashed with anger. Only then did Cai Xiang show a slightly relaxed expression. He was completely sure that this guy was not a trainee trainer at all. How can there be a trainee Pokémon chasing an intermediate trainer? It just doesn't make sense. 30 Cai Xiang, not daring to be careless, immediately said harshly, Lombra, crazy fury swipes. Hello. Lombra's paws glowed bright white as he charged towards Bun Elby. Bun Elby stood on the ground without moving, and took a slight breath. Its physical strength was not strong enough to support a long-term battle. After all, Lombra is still a Pokémon that has evolved once. In terms of physical strength, it far surpasses Bun Elby. It is much more resistant to beating than Bun Elby. I can't spend any more time with this guy, I have to make a quick decision. Chen Yifan also noticed this. Seeing Lombra rushing forward and waving his sharp claws, his eyes moved. This guy seems to be a little unstable. Even the pace of running flickered. Chen Yifan decided immediately, Bunelby. Hit it below. Digging. Hit its legs. Dig. Bunelby turned into white light and rushed towards Lombra again. Cai Tsarab showed a hint of cruelty when he heard the words, and he couldn't believe it. This Bunelby can resist Lombra's crazy fury swipes. As the two Pokémon collided, I saw a few long blood stains scratched by Lombra on Bunelby's back instantly, and the blood jumped out all at once. Chen Yifan endured the heartache and insisted on watching. Zhang Miao Miao outside the field covered his eyes in fear. Cai Xiang's face became more and more ferocious. This is a blow that must win, as long as he is digging and avoiding falling down, he has won. Under the continuous attacks of the crazy fury swipes, Dogumen's expression also changed, and even Chen Du became a little dazed, but he still endured the severe pain and kicked Lombra's feet with all his strength. Thump! A strong force came from his feet, and under the pain of Lombra, the crazy fury swipes also stopped, his legs bent, and he fell to his knees on the ground. Bunelby, whose back was dripping with blood, gasped slightly. Before Chen Yifan could speak again, it knew what to do next. The more powerful the Pokémon, the richer the battle experience will be, and Bunelby is no exception. The number of battles it has fought is not low. A silver light flashed on the head, and it turned into the color of Orabug. Under the horrified eyes of Lombra and Cai Xiang, Iron Head aimed at Lombra's head and hit it. Boom! Hello! There was a dull bang, mixed with Lombra's cry of pain. Under Cai Xiang's expression with his mouth wide open, Lombra's whole body soared into the air and flew into the distance. With another bang, Lombra bumped into the protective shield, laying his whole body on it, and then slowly fell down. The fallen Lombra turned over. Just as Cai Xiang was about to be pleasantly surprised, Lombra tilted his head and turned his eyes in circles. Lombra, out of combat. Thump! With a soft sound, Cai Xiang fell to his knees in a daze, his face unstoppably pale. He lost. He actually lost. Still lost to a trainee trainer. That's just a humble trainee trainer. Moreover, all his belongings were also lost. The background of the other party also made him unable to think of revenge at all. If the money is gone, he can still earn more. If the person is gone, it is really gone. He is an intermediate trainer, he still has a bright future, he doesn't want to die so early. What Chen Yifan defeated him was not only a game, but also Cai Xiang's confidence. What Cai Xiang lost was not only a match, but also his future, apart from his entire family. A trainer who has lost all confidence is not threatening at all. If you want to break through to an advanced trainer, it is nowhere in sight. Yet. Xiao Chen won. Zhang Miao Miao, who was cheering in the audience, couldn't help but ran onto the competition stage. In the arms of Zhang Miao Miao hugged Chen Yifan's neck tightly. She can't believe it now, her little Chen actually won an intermediate trainer, that is an intermediate trainer. The man I love is indeed the best. My little Chen is really the best. Emotionally, Zhang Miao Miao kept kissing Chen Yifan's cheeks and lips. Chen Yifan responded a little at first, but when he saw the girl seemed endless, he patted her to signal her to come down first. Zhang Miao Miao came down from the ground, seeing Bunelby who was a bit out of strength, and mist formed in her eyes. This is Xiao Chen's Pokémon, which is also equivalent to her Pokémon. Damn guy, dare to hurt her Pokémon so badly. Zhang Miao Miao looked at Cai Xiang bitterly, intending to go up and kick him, but was stopped by Chen Yifan. This is a competition, no matter how serious the injury is, you have to bear it yourself. To be honest, at this point, Chen Yifan, 960 does not blame Cai Xiang. Although there are contradictions, they are also rivals on the field, and this guy's Pokémon's injuries are more serious than Bunelby's. The big bloody bag and broken lotus leaves on his head look more oozing. Bunelby's injuries were not serious, fresh blood was still dripping from his back, and he was sitting on the ground with some difficulty. This was the first time he was so tired. Although it is tired, it feels very fulfilled. With its owner, it can feel that it is getting stronger every day. It likes this process very much, and also likes Chen Yifan, and even more like fighting for Chen Yifan. As a Bunelby, it is also a precedent for a Pokémon that has evolved to be able to leapfrog at the common level. Chen Yifan walked over and hugged Bunelby in his arms, and gently touched Bunelby's head. Although it hurts, this is the process every Pokémon has to go through to become stronger. How can we see a rainbow without wind and rain? Both he and Bun LB need to work harder in order to continue to get stronger. Chu Zhifang rubbed Chen Yifan's cheek, indicating that he did not embarrass Chen Yifan, he did it himself. It beats the intermediate trainer. Little guy, you have worked hard to dig, let's rest first. Chen Yifan smiled softly, and took back the pokeball. Without looking at Cai Xiang, who looked ashen and looked like a dead dog not far away, Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao Miao hurried to the service area, found Miss Nurse and recovered Bunelbai's injuries. Chapter 56. Ding! Congratulations to the host. It is the first time to defeat an intermediate trainer in a battle. The system rewards a silver scratch card. Because it is a leapfrog battle, and it is a 2-level battle. The system congratulates the host, and you can choose one of the 2 grand prizes. 1 if you choose 4 times the reward, you can get 4 silver level scratch cards, plus 1 rewarded by the system itself. A total of 5 silver level scratch cards. Second, the host can choose to get an ultimate random draw that excludes the bronze and silver grades. The lowest scratch card obtained is the gold grade, but only 1. In addition to the 1 rewarded by the system itself, there will be a total of 1 silver level scratch cards and a random scratch card. Sitting on the seat in the service area, Chen Yifan, who was waiting for Chu Dowa to receive treatment, was in a daze for a while. The system's reward this time is really make it difficult for him to choose. The silver scratch card was within Chen Yifan's expectations. After all, after winning against Li Su for the first time last time, the system also rewarded 2 bronze level scratch cards. It is the turn of the intermediate trainer, so there is no reason to continue to win the bronze. I just didn't expect that the reward would be so generous. The first choice is simple and rude, plus the first one rewarded by the system, it is directly 5 silver level scratch cards. Silver level scratch card, although Chen Yifan has only scratched once, and the effect of lychee berry has not been revealed, but it does not prevent the silver rewards from being too low. According to Chen Yifan's estimation, the silver level scratch card rewards are very useful for him at present. But then again, the second choice also made him very excited. Although the probability of getting a gold level scratch card is not small, the last one is the gold level. Although it is possible that 1 piece of gold is not worth 4 pieces of silver, if he draws a scratch card above gold, then he will make a lot of money. One is guarantee, and the other is luck. It really made Chen Yifan very embarrassed. Xiao Chen, what's the matter? Zhang Miao Miao, who was leaning on Chen Yifan, asked suddenly. Seeing Chen Yifan's troubled look, she thought that Chen Yifan had encountered some kind of problem. It's okay. Chen Yifan shook his head and smiled. I was just thinking, why is my Meow Meow so cute? Did she grow up eating cute? Humph, you'll fool me. Zhang Miao Miao wrinkled her little nose, but she only accepted what Chen Yifan did. Then he giggled and said, I don't know how much money that guy has, there should be tens of thousands, is it enough for us to buy clothes? By the way, I still have to use the money to eat Michelin. When the time comes let's go together, okay? Okay, little money fan. The two of them didn't care about whether Cai Xiang would play tricks or not. The contract is something that can't be cheated. From the moment Cai Xiang signed the contract, all the money in his account was frozen, even if he wanted to use it now. No. Chen Yifan waited for Bun Elbi to recover, and went directly to the notary office to get the money, and it was over. With this in mind, Chen Yifan also made up his mind and chose the second one. Give it a go, bikes get dirty. He doesn't believe it, he will be guaranteed every time, as long as he can draw a card above the gold level, then he will make money. When the decision to choose the second option was conveyed to his mind, the system's voice sounded again. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have won an ultimate random draw, and you have eliminated bronze level scratch cards and silver level scratch cards. The system is extracting for you. Chen Yifan spent another tense 3 seconds. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have obtained a purple gold scratch card. Purple gold rank. Chen Yifan's pupil shrank, he bet right. The highest reward ever drawn in the past was gold, and now it's the turn of a higher level of purple gold. Taking a deep breath, Chen Yifan forcibly resisted the excitement of wanting to scratch off the Zijin card immediately, telling himself in his heart that this place is obviously not suitable. Don't be in a hurry to wait until you get home to scratch it, and besides a purple gold scratch card, there is also a silver rank scratch card waiting for him. Chen Yifan immediately looked at Zhang Miao Miao beside him, and couldn't help but smack her smooth and tender face to calm down his agitated mood. This also provoked Zhang Meow to be coquettish and angry again and again, assuming that she would not give up if she came back without kissing. 10 minutes later, Bunelby was taken out of the treatment room by Miss Nurse while sitting on the apparatus. Chen Yifan took over Bunelby from Miss Nurse after thanking her, and took a special look at Bunelby's injuries. Fortunately, the medical conditions in this world are strong enough. The bloodstains on Bunelby's back that were caught by Lombra had long since disappeared, and he was back to normal, not only his injuries, but also his energy. Recovering Bunelby, Chen Yifan and the two left the service area. Ready to receive money. I just don't know how much that guy Cai Xiang has. Chen Yifan thought about it, just like what Zhang Meow said, an intermediate trainer, who is still engaged in live broadcasting, should have tens of thousands of yuan. Without thinking about it, the two went to the notary office. Cai Xiang seemed to be afraid that Zhang Meow would look for him again for revenge, but they had long since disappeared, and the two of them didn't care. I went to the alliance staff directly with the contract, and after confirming the video recording, game results, account asset transfer and other operations, all of Cai Xiang's funds were transferred to Chen Yifan's account. The two went out and sat down on the chairs outside. Zhang Meow leaned her head on Chen Yifan's shoulder, and said impatiently, Xiao Chen, let's see how many there are. This is 100 times happier than taking money from her father. This is the first money she and Xiao Chen have earned together. Even if it is a bet, it is a completely legal income. Although it is Xiao Chen's main contribution, her Zhang Meow is also indispensable. Besides, Xiao Chen belongs to her, who cares about the priority and so on. It's all mine. Chen Yifan also received a collection message, and he frowned, realizing that the matter was not simple. Looking at the 7-digit number displayed on the account balance, Chen Yifan fell into deep thought. He seemed to have underestimated that guy a little bit. This is cash, and there is so much of it. Zhang Meow also opened her mouth. Wow, this guy is quite rich. Account balance, 1879500.0 alliance coins. After deducting the 10,000 alliance coins lent to Chu Rui, the kings, Chen Yifan still has about 2W8 left, but now the sub-account directly reaches more than 1.8 million. It shows that there are more than 1.85 million alliance coins in Cai Xiang's account. In one bet, more than 180 fangxian won. Chen Yifan took a deep breath, looked at Zhang Meow and said, Meow, I'll turn halfway here. No. Zhang Meow interrupted before she finished speaking. Zhang Meow pouted and put her arms around Chen Yifan's neck. Why, you won it all, I don't want it. Zhang Meow didn't expect that the pig-headed ugly ghost was quite rich, and more than 1 million yuan was considered a huge sum of money to her. After all, although Zhang Wenbin is rich, it is impossible to give Zhang Meow more than 1 million yuan at once. Most of the time, it is calculated on the basis of tens of thousands of pocket money a month, or when paying the bill, he directly uses Zhang Wenbin's credit card. If the amount is not large, then Zhang Meow can share the money with Chen Yifan very willfully, but with more than 1 million yuan, Zhang Meow wants Chen Yifan to keep it for himself. Chapter 57. Chen Yifan's family is no better than himself. Zhang Meow wants Chen Yifan to become more excellent. Once you have money, you will have the capital to grow stronger and become excellent. Xiao Chen, keep it for yourself. Well, you can treat me to a big meal then. Okay, if you don't agree, I'll ignore you. I'll ignore you for a day. Hearing the whispered words in his ear, Chen Yifan secretly sighed, feeling a little distressed for a while. Don't say he's brainless, but he really can't take the money with peace of mind. The reason why Cai Xiang dared to bet with him and signed this unequal treaty was not only because he was a trainee trainer, but also because of Zhang Meow's relationship. If not, even if he wins, he won't get so much money. Let him enjoy it alone, he can't do it, and he actually doesn't have much money to spend now. He can still afford the resources Bunelby needs now, and he doesn't need to prepare the money for the second Pokémon. He is determined to win the Little Ho-Oh Cup champion. Perhaps it is a good way to buy a sweet for my mother and change the environment, but there is also a problem, and it is difficult for my mother to explain it. He promised my mother that I will not bet with others. Mom's character is definitely going to be angry. But Zhang Meow said so, if he gave her half, she would be angry too. Meow, let's see how this works. Hey! Zhang Meow let go of Chen Yifan's hand, thinking that Chen Yifan would still give her money. She was a little angry. Chen Yifan smiled and expressed his thoughts. How about this? With this money, let's buy a house together and write our two names. According to the current housing prices in the urban area, at least 180W can buy a house of 80 to 90 square meters, not too big or too small, and maybe you can live there occasionally in the future. According to the current development of Rongcheng, the housing price should continue to appreciate. Even if it is placed there, it will not depreciate. Writing his and Zhang Miao's names also means that it is the joint property of him and Zhang Miao. Even if you encounter difficulties in the future, you can sell them at any time, although this difficulty is probably not going to happen. As for buying a big house for his mother, Chen Yifan wants to settle it once and for all. When he has money, he can just buy a villa. Now the 180W is not enough for the down payment of the villa. House. Zhang Miao's small face froze, she blinked her big eyes, and then showed surprise and disbelief. Xiao Chen, really? Do you really want to buy a house? Zhang Miao was surprised. Xiao Chen meant that he wanted to build a love nest with her. Write their names, and it will be their common home in the future. At home, you can naturally do some shy things. Oh, this bad little Chen, he has thought of things that no one else has thought about. Zhang Miao blushed and looked at Chen Yifan with some embarrassment, as if remembering something bad. Meow, what do you think? Chen Yifan asked, looking at this little girl whose face was starting to turn rosy in a strange way. What was going on in her mind all day? Okay, how about this, after the game is over, let's go. Okay, when the time comes, people have to pick and choose. You say it's our house, then you have to listen to me. Zhang Miao leaned on Chen Yifan's shoulder and happily agreed. Okay, it's all up to you. Chen Yifan agreed with a smile, and the issue of the ownership of the money was perfectly resolved, which finally made Chen Yifan heave a sigh of relief. After the little Ho-Oh cup, maybe he should think about how to make money. After all, if you want to buy a villa, the price will not be cheap, and the follow-up Pokémon resources, the bonus of the small Ho-Oh cup alone is definitely not enough. It is said that there is a bounty league specifically for trainers, and the rewards are quite generous. Maybe he can go and have a look at that time. It was getting late, although the time spent fighting Cai Xiang was not much, but it was almost 3 hours, dabbage, hours busy going back and forth. After delivering Zhang Miao to the door, Chen Fan hurried back home without stopping. Before Liang Wenjing came back, Chen Yifan directly took out the 2 scratch cards from the system backpack, sat on the chair in the small living room and looked at the 2 scratch cards in his hand. A silver level scratch card and a purple gold scratch card. The difference between the Zijin grade scratch card and the gold grade is that there is a touch of dazzling purple, which looks very expensive. As usual, Chen Yifan scratched the silver level scratch card first. Ding! Congratulations to the host for scratching the silver level scratch card and getting a reward, qualification promotion card, silver. It has been stored in the system backpack, and the host can use it at any time. Qualification improvement card, silver, improve Pokémon's qualification and upgrade Pokémon's qualification to excellent qualification. Excellent qualification. Chen Yifan's eyes flashed brightly, the silver level reward really did not disappoint him. If Pokémon with excellent aptitude is 1 in 10, and Pokémon with rare aptitude is 1 in 100, then Pokémon with excellent aptitude is 1 in Norman. The rarer the Pokémon, the higher the probability of a good qualification. As long as it is a Pokémon that can achieve excellent qualifications, it is the most common Caterpie and Weedle. The value is also more than 1 million. For example, the Flame Rabbit Pokémon egg that was rewarded by the Little Ho-Oh Cup champion was worth more than 10 million yuan. But the high price is only a measure of the value of these Pokémon. The important thing is that, like these Pokémon with excellent qualifications, there are some rare items, even if you have money, you can't buy them. Because this world belongs to the strong after all, and many things limit the qualifications and thresholds for purchasing. Only a powerful trainer has this qualification and the ability to buy those rare things. For example, one of the necessary conditions for an auction where Pokémon with excellent qualifications can be bought is that a high-level trainer and above can enter, and all trainers below this level will be rejected. Of course, buying Pokémon is the easiest way. In addition, there are also many opportunities. There are also many qualified Pokémon waiting for people to discover in the wild, and there are also many lucky people who can tame powerful and rare Pokémon. Compared with others, Chen Yifan's luck is only a little bit better. Just a little. Chen Yifan directly gave the qualification improvement card to digging in his backpack. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the qualification of Pokémon has been improved. The qualification of Bunnelby has been upgraded to excellent. Automatic comprehension skill, Mud Shot. Pokémon, Digging Free attribute, Normal ability, Hercules species strength 237 qualification, Excellent strength, Common level, Primary trainer level, Skills, Silk Scarf permanently increases power by 20%. Mud Slap, Tackle, Quick Attack, Fake Out, Iron Head, Mud Shot. Chapter 58. Chen Yifan was a little surprised. He didn't expect to gain another skill after his aptitude improved. As Pokémon becomes more and more powerful, some less powerful skills will be gradually abandoned by Pokémon. Although they will not be forgotten, Chen Yifan basically does not use skills like Mud Slap. However, Mud Shot has a power rating of 55. It's worth using. Chen Yifan is still very happy. The better the qualifications of Bunnelby, although the improvement of qualifications does not improve the strength much at present, but the faster the growth rate of Pokémon with better qualifications, the higher the upper limit will be. Looking at the only purple gold scratch card left in his hand, Chen Yifan took a deep breath and scratched off the purple gold coating. Under the dazzling purple light, Chen Yifan's heart skipped a beat. Ding! Congratulations to the host for scratching the purple gold grade scratch card and getting the reward, Pokémon Experience EXP Share. It has been stored in the system backpack, the host does not need to use it, and it will take effect immediately and permanently. Pokémon Experience EXP Share. After obtaining this device, each time a new Pokémon is captured, it can automatically comprehend the same experience as the host's own trainer level. For example, if the host is a trainee, the strength of the newly tamed Pokémon will automatically reach the trainee level. If the host is in the primary trainer, the power of the newly tamed Pokémon will automatically reach the common level, and so on. The upper limit is the champion level. Cooling time, 1 week. Chen Yifan smashed his mouth. Needless to say, it is indeed the reward of the purple gold scratch card. This device can be said to have saved him a lot of effort in the future, and it is not an exaggeration to say that it is a magic weapon. Although there is a 1-week cooldown, it is nothing compared to its function. When he reaches the primary trainer, the strength of the newly conquered Pokémon will reach the common level, and when he reaches the intermediate trainer, the strength of the newly conquered Pokémon will also reach the good level. There is no need to worry that the new Pokémon can't keep up with his growth rate. Moreover, it is impossible for the current Chen Yifan to tame many Pokémon in a row. He is not even a junior trainer, and the Pokémon quota has not been unlocked yet. There is still a long way to go, and it takes time to move forward. Day 4 of qualifying. For some reason, Chen Yifan always felt that Zhang Miao was a bit strange today. But he couldn't tell what was strange about it. Zhang Miao always looked at him, blushing from time to time, and sometimes giggling unconsciously. He thought his girlfriend would become a fool after one night. But when Chen Yifan asked the reason, Zhang Miao didn't answer, but just buried in his arms and smiled foolishly, which made him a little confused, so he had to let this girl make trouble on her own. The contest category of the two today is not bad, they are not in the same half. Chen Yifan is in the morning game, Zhang Miao is in the afternoon game, just to cheer each other up, although the results seem to both win, but the process is the most important thing, isn't it? Amid Zhang Miao's cheers, Chen Yifan ushered in his 16-game winning streak. In just one more day, he will be able to complete the achievement of complete victory and steadily advance to the knockout round. In the afternoon session, Chen Yifan also ran to cheer for Zhang Miao, but today Zhang Miao seemed to have finally met rival. Contestant number 666 of Group G, contestant number 1888 of Group G, please come on stage. Get ready for the competition. Zhang Miao is number 666, and it's her turn to play. The two held hands and let go. Come on. Humph, Xiao Chen, look at me. Zhang Miao raised her face proudly, she didn't want to lose the game in front of Chen Yifan. Thinking of what Xiao Chen said to herself yesterday, she couldn't help but feel hot. Buy a house. Oops, I'm so sorry. If her father found out, she would definitely be locked up. It's better not to tell him. In Zhang Miao's wild imagination, her rival also stepped onto the stage. Chen Yifan in the audience raised his brows, and the surrounding contestants also let out exclamations in unison. Most of them are male players. Wow, two beauties. Tisk tisk, lucky eyes. Damn, the quality of Group G today is so high. There were also voices of disdain from female players. 2 vixens, what's there to see? BBS without breasts, butts without a, what's so good about these stinky boys? Upon hearing this, Chen Yifan couldn't help but look at the girl who spoke, and swallowed. Big sister, you have the nerve to say this. You do have BBS and asses, but the tonnage. It's almost 300. Chen Yifan didn't dare to look anymore, he was a little afraid of something wrong with his eyes, so he quickly stared at the 2 people on the stage, and immediately felt refreshed. That's right, Zhang Miao Miao's rival is also a beautiful woman, a little shorter than Zhang Miao Miao, wearing a light blue dress, neither fat nor thin, looking at Zhang Miao Miao with a flat face. Not to be outdone, Zhang Miao Miao stared back. Compared to their beauty, although the 2 looked on par, Zhang Miao Miao was slightly better in stature. Zero the referee also looked at the 2 curiously. Fortunately, the referee was also a woman, and she didn't show any expression that she shouldn't have. Then, with a serious face, she raised the flag in her hand. Please release the Pokémon within 10 seconds. Exceeding the time will be regarded as giving up the game. Zhang Miao Miao raised her eyebrows, and taunt blinked at the woman in the blue skirt, but the woman in the blue skirt ignored her at all, which made her feel bored and lost the intention of competing. The Pokeballs in both hands were pressed simultaneously. 2 red lights flashed. Firefox. Woo. When seeing the Pokémon of the woman in the blue skirt, both Zhang Miao Miao and Chen Yifan in the audience were taken aback. Huo. 2 foxes. The people beside them made a surprised sound, and the whole audience began to discuss, starting to discuss which one was cuter. Zero I saw that the Pokémon of the woman in the blue skirt is a Pokémon in the shape of a little fox in snow and white. It looks very cute and cute. Its tail looks very fluffy, and it seems that there is only one. Vulpix, but not common Vulpix, is a variant from Vulpix, the ice Vulpix that lives in the snow mountain. Compared with the ordinary fire-type Vulpix, it is even rarer. Pokémon, Ice Vulpix attribute, Ice ability, Snow hidden, in snowy weather, it can disappear and reappear repeatedly, integrating the fur with the environment. The powerful Pokémon can even make the body transparent. Dodge rivals attack species strength 299 qualification, excellent strength, common level, primary trainer level, skills, tail whip, powered snow, disable, freezing light note, Ice Vulpix inhabits high mountains covered with snow all year round. They live in groups of 2 to 5 while helping each other. They can exhale air at -50 degrees from their mouths and can freeze everything. Fennekin is cute too, but I just want to say, Vulpix YYDS. Damn it, it's still Ice Vulpix, I've never seen it with my own eyes in my life. Brother, you have only lived so long in this life. You have never seen many of them. Zhang Miao Miao glanced dissatisfied at the Ice Vulpix of the woman in the blue skirt, and the discussions from the audience also reached her ears, making her even more irritable. Her little fox is obviously 100 times prettier than this woman's fox, are these guys blind? Fennekin, v. Dirt. Chapter 59. How dare you use an Ice Vulpix to fight your own Fennekin, Zhang Miao Miao thought with some disdain. Might as well admit defeat early. The ice element is completely defeated by the fire element. Thinking of this, the corners of Zhang Miao Miao's mouth slightly raised, as if she saw the scene of the woman opposite her begging for mercy. Game start. Following the referee's order, Zhang Miao Miao finally stopped bide, pointed her finger forward, and let out a soft drink. Fennekin, Ember attack. Firefox. Under Zhang Miao Miao's order, Fennekin spit up a large group of embers, and rushed towards the Ice Vulpix. The woman in the blue dress still had no expression on her face, and said in a very cold voice, Power Snow. Woo. Ice Vulpix opened his mouth slightly, and a burst of icy blue powder was generated in his mouth, colliding head-on with the incoming ember. During the collision between Ember and Power Snow was continuously compressed back, and Bing Vulpix's small face also began to show a trace of 923 panic. Zhang Miao Miao was smug, she was so ignorant that she dared to fight with ice-type skills and fire-type skills. She won the game. After a few more seconds, Bing Vulpix finally couldn't hold on, and when Ember completely engulfed Power Snow, it was about to hit Bing Vulpix. Avoid. Woo. Ice Vulpix narrowly avoided Ember's attack, allowing Ember to hit the air. Exclamations sounded from the crowd, all feeling thrilled for the Ice Vulpix. If it takes an Ember attack, the Ice Vulpix will not lose its combat ability, and the situation is definitely not good. The expression of the woman in the blue skirt was still calm as usual. It seemed that the danger just now made her feel uneasy at all. Seeing that ember was empty, Zhang Miao Miao frowned. Fennekin, keep using ember. Firefox. Another ember struck. Bing Vulpix moved his limbs and ran on the field. Fennekin followed its direction. While moving his body, the energy in his mouth didn't stop. But as Ice Vulpix got closer and closer to Fennekin, he was only hit once by Ember's attack along the way. Although he was attacked, Ice Vulpix still gritted his teeth and rushed over, and it seemed that he was less than 5 meters away from Fennekin. Zhang Miao Miao gradually realized something was wrong. The opponent insisted on rushing towards Ember. Could it be that there is some powerful melee move? After thinking about it, Zhang Miao Miao just wanted Fennekin to stop attacking when she heard the cold voice of a woman in a blue dress not far away. Disable. Woo. Following the flash of blue light in Bing Vulpix Bing Blue's pupils, circles of blue light waves surrounded Fennekin. In an instant, the light wave hit Fennekin's body in an instant, and it was too late to react. Fennekin's body trembled, and the ember attack in his mouth stopped. Fennekin wanted to move the body, but only then did it discover a fatal crisis. Staring wide-eyed at Ice Vulpix. It can't even move. Zhang Miao Miao's eyes widened at this time. This guy can actually disable. Disable, a control ability that few Pokémon can learn, can make rival freeze in place, unable to perform any actions. The higher the strength of Pokémon, the longer the control time will be. However, this seemingly powerful and invincible skill also has a fatal flaw. First of all, it cannot be used continuously, and the consumption of mental power will be very large. Another one is that if the opponent's mental power or willpower exceeds one's own, the Pokémon using this skill will suffer backlash, and the more powerful the Pokémon, the shorter the control time. This is no better than the superpower Pokémon. The powerful superpower Pokémon uses Psychic, which can really completely block any action of rival. But at this stage, for Zhang Miao Miao and others, once they hit disable, this skill is equivalent to being invincible. Can't resist. Fennekin. Can you still move? Zhang Miao Miao was a little anxious. Although the damage caused by the ice-type skills was not very high for Fennekin, with the current constitution and physical strength of Fennekin, he couldn't handle it a few times. But Fennekin didn't reply, it couldn't even open its mouth, so it could only silently contend with Bing Vulpix's walking skills. Chen Yifan in the audience also frowned. Disable. If it is changed to Bunelby, can it survive? After thinking about it, Chen Yifan still shook his head. He didn't know who he had never hit. But it should be possible. This Ice Vulpix is not fast, with the acceleration of Bunelby quick attack, as long as it can get close. Ice Vulpix couldn't be Bunelby's rival. Seeing Fennekin being controlled, the woman in the blue skirt showed a faint smile for the first time on her pretty face. Although Disable couldn't control Fennekin for a few seconds, these few seconds were enough. The woman in the blue skirt stretched out a finger and raised it slightly. The last move, freeze the light. Woo! In everyone's unbelievable eyes, Ice Vulpix opened his mouth wide, and a ball of ice blue condensed out. Under the icy blue light of the ball, an extremely condensed blue light shot out suddenly. Zero in the blink of an eye, just as Fennekin broke free from Disable's shackles, he saw the freezing light attack and had no time to dodge it. Under the attack of the freezing light, Fennekin's entire body froze quickly, forming a group of ice cubes that were not too big or small, wrapping Fennekin tightly. Urgent! Frozen light! Zhang Miao Miao was in a daze. This woman, a Vulpix that has not yet evolved, can actually use freezing light. That is a powerful skill with a power rating as high as 90. Disable plus freeze beam. Such a strong rival. Don't blame Zhang Miao Miao for being careless. After all, who would have known that just one Vulpix would disable and add freezing light? The most important thing is that there is actually physical strength that can be displayed. Looking at Bing Vulpix panting heavily, and the owner of Bing Vulpix, Chen Yifan in the audience couldn't help touching his chin, which was somewhat unexpected. However, that's where it gets interesting. A smile appeared on Chen Yifan's face. Only when he meets the mighty rival can he and Bunelby become even stronger. Be strong when you meet the strong, and obey when you are weak. Until the two stepped down, Zhang Miao Miao had no interaction with Bing Vulpix's trainer. A little dejected, he took Fennekin's Pokeball to recover. Zhang Miao Miao never thought that he could lose even one game in the qualifiers. What an idiot I am, I still lost the game in front of Xiao Chen. Ah! I'm so mad. If Ice Vulpix hadn't been brought close to her at that time, and Disable couldn't be used, even if Ice Vulpix could freeze the light, it shouldn't be able to beat her. But not if 4.0. The game is like this, it's good to come back next time, if you have experience next time, she will definitely not be able to beat you. Chen Yifan comforted, he can't say anything superfluous at this meeting, if Zhang Miao Miao's rival is a man, and Zhang Miao Miao is disgusted in the game or something, Chen Yifan can still say to Zhang Miao Miao retaliate, next time call back. But the other party was a woman, and she still won Zhang Miao Miao openly. No one can say anything. However, if he meets her, he must win her back. Well, Xiao Chen, I need a hug. Zhang Miao Miao nodded aggrievedly, and stretched out her arms to hug Chen Yifan, clinging to her boyfriend to comfort her. Chen Yifan originally thought that this girl would be sad for a while, but no matter what, after a few minutes, Zhang Miao Miao quickly recovered and started to giggle from time to time. It made Chen Yifan a little dumbfounded, as expected of Zhang Miao Miao. Chapter 60. But after experiencing this failure, Zhang Miao Miao did not lose the slightest confidence. She still won all the subsequent games, and all of them won with a crushing tendency. After all, there are very few powerful rivals. In the case of the woman in the blue skirt, it can only be said that she happened to meet Zhang Miao Miao. On the fourth day of the qualifiers, Chen Yifan still got a complete victory. Zhang Miao Miao lost a game and broke his winning streak, but still accumulated 15 points. As long as they win 1 or 2 games on the fifth day, they can still advance to the elimination stage steadily. The knockout match schedule is not as loose as that of the qualifiers, and the knockout match only lasts for 1 day. In other words, within 1 day, 100 players must be selected from the 10,000 players who advanced to the knockout round. Every rival you encounter needs to be taken seriously. At this point, it is inevitable that there will be strong confrontation, no matter who is eliminated, it will be a pity. But who let this be the game? The small Ho-Oh Cups, or the martial arts exams in various provinces, are the first transformation of trainer. Either continue to succeed and taste the fruits of victory, or be ready to try the 30 bitter fruit of a failure. It's the 5th day of qualifiers, Wednesday. Chen Yifan was ready to face challenges from all kinds of powerful enemies, but the result made him a little disappointed. There was still no impressive rival. With a record of 20 consecutive victories and all victories, Chen Yifan officially advanced to the knockout round. The ranking was assigned to the 800th place by the system, that is, there were 799 people ahead of him who advanced to the knockout round and got a record of victory. And Zhang Miao Miao also advanced to the knockout round, but because of losing a game, she was ranked in the top 1000, which made her unhappy for a while, and was coaxed by Chen Yifan a few minutes later. After returning home, Chen Yifan also told his mother the good news that he had advanced to the knockout round. Liang Wenjing was also very happy to hear that. Today she took half a day off and cooked a sumptuous dinner for her son when she came back. At the dinner table, Chen Yifan took a mouthful of rice, pretending to be casual and said, "Mom, why don't you ask for leave the day after tomorrow to watch my game?" The day after tomorrow. Liang Wenjing was taken aback, isn't it tomorrow's knockout match? The day after tomorrow is the main match, and it will be at the Rongcheng League Central Stadium. I will have a ticket then, will you come? Chen Yifan smiled, he is confident that he will definitely be able to enter the main match. And as long as players who can enter the main match, the official will issue a few free tickets, and the seats are all in the front. Although it was only a competition for junior trainers, people in Chengdu, including Sichuan province, still recognized this competition, and basically they would come to watch it if they could buy a ticket. The Central Stadium has more than 50,000 seats. Basically, the martial arts exams are full every year, and this year is no exception. The tickets in the front row are also quite valuable. Chen Yifan doesn't have many friends, so he will probably need 1 or 2. Chu Rui must have 1, but I don't know if my mother can come here. He still really wants his mother to see his performance on the field. Isn't everything he does to bring more honor to himself and his family? If he can win the championship under the witness of Liang Wenjing, it will definitely be more worthwhile for Chen Yifan. You kid, you haven't played tomorrow's game yet, so you're only thinking about the day after tomorrow's game. Liang Wenjing couldn't help laughing, and taught Chen Yifan a lesson, don't be too ambitious, just take one step at a time, you know? Be honest, you still have a long way to go, let's take our time. Okay. Chen Yifan nodded. It was impossible to talk to his mother at this time. The day after tomorrow, are you coming? Liang Wenjing was silent for a while, and when she saw her son's little expression of anticipation mixed with apprehension, she chuckled. My son competes, of course I will come, and then I will come to see how my son is doing. Although she has to go to work the day after tomorrow, no matter what, she will come if she can ask for leave, and she will come if she can't. Hey, just wait and see my performance, and I'll show you a championship. Chen Yifan giggled, very happy in his heart. Okay, I can't stop you from eating, eat quickly. Liang Wenjing rolled his eyes at him, and slipped a piece of braised pork into Chen Yifan's bowl. Not to mention the championship, as long as Chen Yifan can make it to the main match, she will feel very happy. After all, that is one of the top 100 martial arts exams in Sichuan province. Coupled with her son's scores in the liberal arts test, the prestigious schools basically let her son choose. How can she be unhappy when her son has a bright future? Didn't she live for Chen Yifan for the rest of her life? Little Ho-Oh Cup, Knockout. The game officially started at 10 o'clock as usual. Today the Pokémon Center seems to be quite empty, but this is also normal. Hundreds of thousands of people were eliminated at once, and the players who failed to advance basically left frustrated. How many people will continue to stay in this sad place, watching other people's excellent performance in the arena, which will only increase their troubles? At the beginning of the knockout round, Chu Rui found Chen Yifan in a hurry today. According to his research on the live broadcast in the past few days, his popularity in the live broadcast room has also increased. From the few people at the beginning, after a few days of transformation, finally, a dozen people arrived. The breakthrough from 1 digit to 2 digits brought tears to Chu Rui's eyes, and he was very excited. Yifan, let me tell you, let me live broadcast your game today with Big Brother, and when you walk in the streets and alleys of Rongcheng, everyone will know you. Chu Rui's words made Zhang Miao Miao on the side burst out laughing, pointing at Chu Rui and laughing loudly, ha ha ha, big fool, you don't even think about it, there are only a few people in the studio. Just now, Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao Miao were also on camera. Zhang Miao Miao didn't resist going to Chu Rui's live broadcast room, but she couldn't help laughing at 757 Chu Rui's dismal popularity. Although there were 2 sporadic barrages saying something like a goddess and a god, it seemed that those 2 people kept swiping, and the others just hung up. This stupid big man, with only 2 popularity, dares to talk nonsense. Chu Rui was not annoyed, and said solemnly, hey, if you still don't believe me, Zhang Miao Miao, I'll ask you, tell me, is Yifan's fighting skills wonderful? Of course. Zhang Miao Miao nodded as it should. Xiao Chen's battle must be exciting. Okay, is Yifan handsome? Chu Rui asked again. Nonsense, my little Chen must be very handsome. Zhang Miao Miao frowned. A smile appeared on the corner of Chu Rui's mouth. The game was exciting, and trainer is handsome, why can't I be popular in the live broadcast? Let me tell you, it was a live broadcast of Yifan's game. Zhang Miao Miao was stunned, thinking about it carefully, it seemed that what Gu said made a lot of sense. Why is the live broadcast of my Xiao Chen's game not popular? Even that ugly ghost doesn't seem to be low in popularity. My own Xiao Chen must be much more popular than others. It seems to be, wow, you are so smart, stupid. Zhang Miao Miao was amazed, as if she was a little shocked by Chu Rui's live broadcast mind. Hey, each other. Chen Yifan on the side looked at the 2 people playing Bao speechlessly, and wanted to refute, but he had nothing to say for a while. Chapter 61. The knockout match starts at 10 o'clock, and today's stage is not in the form of continuous rotation. There are only 200 competition platforms, all of which are adjacent to each other, so that it is convenient for players to change back and forth. Although it seems that the stage is still compact, after all, this is a game with 10,000 people. But after the first knockout round, there will only be 5,000 people left on the field. After each round, only half of the players will be left. If there is an odd number of remaining players, a buy mechanism will be adopted. If you are lucky, you may not need to compete and advance directly to the next round. Both Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao Miao needed to compete, and they were not on the same stage, so they could only be separated for a short time, but Chu Rui followed Chen Yifan all the time, shaking around with a selfie stick. Chen Yifan's Salation took a few glances at the arena, and there were nearly a dozen live broadcasters like Chirui. They all hold selfie sticks like Chirui. It seems that they are all anchors who want to be popular. Chen Yifan is a little speechless. Although he really wants to make Chirui popular, this competition is only for trainees after all. There is basically no viewing or anything, and there are very few skills that Pokémon knows. It's okay to watch live, but live broadcast. To be honest, Chen Yifan didn't even bother to watch it by himself. Yifan, come on today, make it into the main match steadily, I'm already waiting for you to receive the congratulatory message from the Little Ho-Oh Cup champion. Even if you win the championship, it is estimated that it will be the heat for a while, and the championship of the Little Ho-Oh Cup will not last long. Why, although he doesn't really want to pour cold water on his friend, he doesn't want his friend to stick to the live broadcast. Even if he wins the championship and suddenly becomes popular, when he goes to university and he is not around, Chirui, there will definitely be a sharp downward trend in popularity. It's enough to make a quick buck from the live broadcast. If you really want to make money, it's more stable for this guy to study the knowledge of breeders seriously. Hearing Chen Yifan's words, Chirui nodded approvingly. Don't worry, I understand what you mean, it's no problem for me to be admitted to a breeder academy, wait for me to be a full-time breeder for you. Chen Yifan nodded with a smile, and couldn't help but sighed. People won't remember you forever for a champion like the Little Ho-Oh Cup. People's memory is limited. A trainee competition will eventually be remembered by people forget. For example, do you still remember last year's Little Ho-Oh Cup winner? Chirui nodded with a serious face. Remember, isn't it just fanfictions? Speaking of which, if you want to go to Imperial University, she is still your senior sister, she is quite pretty, hehe, Yifan, don't you meeting? Chen Yifan's face froze, and the corners of his mouth twitched. What about the one from the year before last? The one from the year before last? Chirui looked at him with a strange expression on his face. You don't remember? I seem to have discussed it with you at that time, right? Isn't it just Luu? The one with the 89th in the 100 battle list. Let me tell you, he is very powerful. He has only been working for 2 years, and he is only 22 years old. I remember, I heard that he went to school quite late, but I think he may be stronger than Wu Xinyi in the future, and better than Wu Xinyi. Arnold is old. Now he is an advanced trainer, and he is still ranked 89th in the top 100 battle list. In the future, he will also have the talent to aspire to the top 10 of the 100 battle list. Chen Yifan was speechless, and suddenly didn't want to talk to Chirui. His original intention was not to discuss these previous Little Ho-Oh Cup champions, but just wanted to say that the Little Ho-Oh Cup was only the most elementary competition. And why doesn't he remember any of them? This guy Rui can still remember so clearly. Being able to tell the age of these people clearly like several Jiachen. Really capable. Taking a deep breath, Chen Yifan rolled Chirui's eyes. Forget it, the competition is about to start, I won't talk to you anymore. Chirui scratched his head, wasn't he right? Not to mention last year and the year before, he remembered everything from 10 years ago. He has a good memory. The numbers for the knockout rounds are arranged according to the rankings of the preliminary rounds, and Chen Yifan is number 800. Only when it comes to the main match, will they be eligible to be called by their names. Otherwise, even the name, the audience, and the players will not remember you. With the admission of hundreds of referees, the first round of the knockout round officially began. There was no Chen Yifan's game in the first round, but Chen Yifan was not idle and watched other people's games by the way. Chirui also broadcast the process of these trainee-trainer competitions live. Compared with just now, his popularity has increased a little because of the live broadcast of the knockout match of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. It has become popular in the 20s. Basically, they are all local audiences in Sichuan province, and they are the only ones who care a little bit about the martial arts exam held by them. Chen Yifan looked around and said that compared with the qualifiers, the quality of the knockout players was much higher. He even saw a lot of rare Pokémon, there are a few in Yuuzhanjia. It made him a little excited. Can't wait for my game to start right away. Under the system arrangement, Chen Yifan's match will not start until after the first round, and his rival number is 970. According to common sense, there are at least 1,000 players who can achieve a complete victory record in the qualifiers every year, which means that his rival is also a complete victory record player. However, winning all of them doesn't mean they must be strong, and losing 1 or 2 games doesn't mean they're weak. The knockout round is a game where those players who are promoted by luck or who are not strong enough are eliminated. Competitors 800 and 970, please go to stage 88. The horn rang 3 times in a row, and at the same time, Chen Yifan's Pokémon Pokédex also vibrated, reminding him that the game was coming. Taking Chu Rui and Chen Yifan all the way to the number 88 competition platform, there were not many players and spectators outside the field. In the knockout round, everyone manages their own game well, so there is no extra time to manage others. Yifan, come on! Chu Rui sat on the lawn under the stage, Li Wang's, cheered for his friends, and at the same time did not forget to brag to the audience. Brothers and sisters, I would like to introduce, this is my brother, Chen Yifan, who is also the champion of this year's Little Ho-Oh Cup. Next, I will live broadcast his journey of winning the championship. Please pay more attention to Yao. As soon as they heard Chu Rui's words, the audience in the live broadcast room, which had risen to more than 30, started clamoring. Some abused Chu Rui for being overreaching, some were curious, some called Chen Yifan handsome, and some liked Chu Rui. Everyone has it anyway. After Chen Yifan's Bun LB was released, the ridicule in the live broadcast room became louder. This time Chu Rui didn't argue with the audience. After so many days, he also learned a trick to make the barrage quarrel. Anyway, the more noisy, the more popular he might be. Moreover, he always believed that Chen Yifan would definitely be able to slap these guys in the face. Chapter 62. You are number 800. Chen Yifan's rival, man number 970 looked at Chen Yifan and his Bun LB with disdain. The Pokémon he used was Nidoran, although it was just a big rat. But no matter how you look at it, it is much better than Bun LB. His Nidoran will evolve into a powerful Nidoqueen in the future. You'd better admit defeat early, Bun LB. Hehe, I'll be sorry if I can't hold my Nidoran for a while. With a sneer, number 970 obviously looked down on Kuja Fang. Chen Yifan didn't speak, just looked up at him. This kind of taunt's little trick is too common, he won't even get angry. However, he wanted to see who was tougher than this guy's strength in his mouth. With the referee raising the flag. Game start. Preemptive strike. Come down, Nidoran, use any Nido. With a soft sound, several consecutive poison barbs shot towards Bun LB. Chen Yifan was a little funny, but he knew how to strike first. Good. Before Chen Yifan could speak, Bun LB was just a few sideways of salation, easily dodging the incoming poison barb. Nidoran was a little dazed, and its trainer was also dazed. Do you want to do that? Dodged so easily? Are you peekaboo? Finished. Chen Yifan looked at him in surprise, and then the corner of 127's mouth twitched, then it's up to me. Dig. There was a white light under Bunnelby's feet, and with a strong jump, he jumped into the air and fell in the direction of Nidoran. Boom. With a loud bang, Nidoran's body fluttered with the wind, and he stopped only after hitting the protective cover, and fell slowly, lying on the ground without moving. The referee glanced at it, and stretched out his hand to signal, Nidoran has lost the ability to fight. Contestant number 800 wins and advances to the next round. The scene fell silent for a while, and contestant number 970 was still in place, with his mouth open in disbelief. Oh asterisk. Own Nidoran, by a Bun LB. Give it a kill. Chen Yifan clapped his hands, never forgetting the man's glance, took Bun LB back and left the stage. In Chu Rui's live broadcast room, he was still swiping the screen waiting to see the barrage of Chen Yifan and Du Do's fiasco, but also stopped. Chu Rui sneered, continue to brush, or not. It's a bit of a cricket. Damn it, this Bun LB is so powerful, it actually kicked that Nidoran away with one kick. The anchor continued to broadcast live, dabbage, this little brother's game, I clicked to follow Bun LB is so handsome. At this time, the popularity has risen to more than 50, and there are many people who use barrage. However, there are also those who are stubborn, this is only the first round, what is it, there will always be strong ones, don't even make it to the main match. The name of Chu Rui's live broadcast room was Little Ho-Oh Cup winning process, and his reputation was quite arrogant, which naturally attracted many people to watch. Chen Yifan also stepped off the stage at this time. Seeing Chu Rui's mouth opening and closing, he walked over curiously, what's wrong? Come on, Yifan, say hello to everyone. Let me introduce again to my new friends, this one is the champion of this Little Ho-Oh Cup, Chen Yifan. The corner of Chen Yifan's mouth twitched. This guy's mouth is quite big, he dare not say that now. However, there are more bullet screens now, and most of them are encouraging, especially after Chen Yifan won a game neatly. Chen Yifan looked up. Huo, in this minute, this guy has reached the popularity of over 70. Seeing the barrage constantly interacting with him, Chen Yifan was inevitably affected, so he greeted the audience in Chu Rui's live broadcast room. Hello everyone, my name is Chen Yifan, but don't listen to the host's nonsense. What is the purpose of this competition? Words like championships are all bragging. Everyone here wants to win the championship. Today is just a knockout round. It's too early to win the championship. Seeing the bullet screen, I understood, you are handsome and you are right. Chen Yifan couldn't help but smiled. I will continue to work hard for the next game, and please tell our anchor pay attention, I believe you will not be disappointed. Returning the live broadcast room to Chu Rui, Chen Yifan breathed a sigh of relief. He is really not suitable to be an anchor. Just at the moment when he swiped the screen, he could hardly see the bullet screen, and he didn't know Chu Rui. How did it happen, and those bigger anchors, how can they see so many bullet screens? No matter what Chu Rui was muttering about with his mobile phone, in less than an hour, the first round of the knockout round ended. 5,000 players left sadly. The entire arena became quite empty again. The second round also started immediately. This round, only 2,500 people will be left. Eliminate half again. In this round, Chen Yifan's Bun LB also slapped rival away with a slap, and his excellent performance attracted the attention of many players. At the same time, Chu Rui burst into laughter. After the interaction with Chen Yifan just now, the live broadcast room officially broke through to triple digits. Coupled with Chen Yifan's performance, the popularity of the live broadcast room is getting higher and higher. The reason for the rise in popularity is not only because Chen Yifan is handsome or not, most of the viewers watching Chu Rui's live broadcast are men. Who cares whether you are handsome or not, it's not Brokeback Mountain. Their main focus is on Bun LB. I just want to see how far a Bun LB can go in this arena. For normal, Bun LB will only become stronger after it evolves to Digger's Bye. Before evolution, it is weaker than many Pokémon. After all, species strength is there. An attribute has no advantage. But Chen Yifan is not much better than normal. He beat rival with one move twice in a row, although this is nothing in the eyes of many people. But don't forget, this is the Little Ho-Oh Cup, this is the knockout round, and the players in it have gone through a lot of tests to make it to the present. These players who were eliminated by Chen Yifan might become independent trainers in the future. Little Chen. After the second round, Zhang Meow also came to find them. As the number of players decreased, the number of apartments used gradually decreased. Zhang Meow finally came to her boyfriend as she wished. The appearance of Zhang Meow also brought a new round of growth in Chu Rui's live broadcast room. Male viewers may not be interested in the current Chen Yifan, but no one is not interested in the current Zhang Meow. They swiped the barrage one after another to ask Chu Rui to quickly introduce who this beauty is. Miss Meow, hurry up, say hello to my audience. Zhang Meow looked arrogantly at Chu Rui's live broadcast room. Her small expression made the male audience excited. But then he saw Zhang Meow leaning against Chen Yifan's side. Xiao Xiaoyan blinked at the live broadcast room, and said softly, forget about the name, I am Chen Yifan's girlfriend, you just need to remember it later. Snapped. Chu Rui seemed to hear the sound of heartbreak. Chapter 63. Knockout third round. With fewer players on the field, Chen Yifan is also a little worried that he will meet Zhang Meow next time. If he is unlucky and meets Zhang Meow, he really doesn't know what to do. Brother Yifan. Come on. Not far away, Niu Junhao's voice came. Chen Yifan looked back and greeted with a smile. Except for the first day of the qualifiers, he hadn't seen this kid before. It seemed that he wasn't in the same area as them. He didn't doubt that Niu Junhao was eliminated. With his Litten, it was easy to advance to the knockout round. Fortunately, the rival in the third round was not an acquaintance, but Chen Yifan was in a cold sweat, because his rival number in this round was only one place behind Zhang Meow. Contestant number 800 and number 2010 please come on stage. Players with numbers above 2000 should have lost a match in the qualifiers. Even though they lost a match, it doesn't mean that their strength is weak. But in front of Chen Yifan today, it is far from enough to see. Under the watch of Chu Rui and the audience in the live broadcast room, after Chen Yifan won easily again, whether it was a newcomer or an audience who had watched a few games, it became more and more unbelievable. This is a competition that almost all graduates in Sichuan province will participate in this year. It is still in the knockout stage. How did you get here? It's like playing house, it's not difficult at all. Brother, you only use bun LB. Hey, don't be surprised, I told you all, my brother is the champion this time, just trust me. Not only today's knockout match, but also tomorrow's main match will have this kind of result. Chu Rui even talked about the fact that Chen Yifan defeated a junior trainer for a while. He is not strong, so naturally he didn't understand the meaning of it. He thought it was a great thing to beat a junior trainer once, but the audience was different. Now that the popularity has risen to more than 200, the audience will naturally know about it. Among them, a netizen named Megasaduk raised doubts. It's not difficult to defeat a junior trainer. For a talented trainee trainer, defeating a junior trainer is not something worthy of praise. In the small Ho-Oh Cups over the years, there are 800 if not 1000 trainers who can possess this strength. In the trainer level, the gap between trainees and junior trainers is the smallest, and it is also the easiest to leapfrog. Not to mention those Pokémon who can reach the strength of junior trainers during the trainee-trainer period, even Pokémon with extraordinary talents during the trainee period. It's easy to beat Pokémon at the beginning tier. Chu Rui was a little stunned. He defeated a junior trainer before. This is a leapfrog battle, isn't it difficult? Seeing the sound of approval from the bullet screen, Megasaduk said even more vigorously, although I am not from Sichuan province, I have also participated in the martial arts test and was fortunate to enter the main match. I am not talented, and I happen to have the strength to beat a junior trainer during the apprenticeship period, but unfortunately, I was eliminated in the first round. To be honest, it's impossible for a Bun LB to go far. Even if he's lucky enough not to meet a strong opponent in the knockout round and enter the main match, those perverts will teach him how to behave. Let me leave it at this point. At most, Dudumian is at the top of the top 100 in the martial arts test. He can't even make it to the second round. As soon as he heard that Megasaduk looked down on Chen Yifan, Chu Rui must have been dissatisfied, the two started arguing, and the barrage also started booing. How about this, Anchor, you can be unconvinced, let's make a bet, if you get into the main match, as long as you pass the first round, I will give you a Mega Rocket, after the second round, 2 Mega Rockets, in the third round, 3 Mega Rockets, enter the top 10, 5 Mega Rockets, not to mention the championship, as long as you can get the top 3, 10 Mega Rockets. If he is eliminated in the first round, or doesn't make it to the main match, I don't want much, just give me 2000 alliance coins, do you dare to bet? Mega Rocket is one of the most expensive presents on the live broadcast platform, worth 2000 alliance coins each. The platform and the anchor room share 3:7, and the anchor gets 7. If Chen Yifan gets the top 3, Chu Rui can get about 1W4 at once alliance coins. Chu Rui was quick-tempered, so he agreed immediately without any hesitation, okay, I will do as you say. He trusted Chen Yifan more than the 2000 alliance coins. 2W alliance coins, for most viewers in the live broadcast room, is still a large number, and trainees and junior trainers still occupy the majority. For a while, because of the bet between the two, the live broadcast room became more lively. On the other hand, Chen Yifan also went to watch Zhang Miao's match after the third round. Seeing that Zhang Miao's rival strength was not strong, he felt relieved. After the fourth round, the next knockout round will adopt a buy mechanism. In each round, about a quarter of the people will be buy, and the system will randomly select them. If you are lucky enough, then you can have a buy all the way to the last round of the game. 0 for flowers. The last round is also the most important competition. There will only be 200 people left on the field. From these 200 people, the final top 100 martial arts exams will be determined to advance to the main competition. Ha ha ha. Xiao Chen, I have a buy. Zhang Miao excitedly pointed to her Pokémon Pokédex, which said the fourth round of buy was displayed on it. Chen Yifan was not lucky, he did not have a buy and had to play in the fourth round. But Zhang Miao got a buy, and he felt pretty good about it. He was happier than his own buy. He actually wanted to play a few more games. Originally, he could meet a strong enemy or something, but he didn't meet a strong enemy. Instead, Niu Junhao on another battlefield met a strong enemy. Zero or the rival that Chen Yifan also met. Muscle Boy using matchup, field. After Chen Yifan played the 4th round, he took Zhang Miao to New Junhao's competition stage. At this time, the battle was still in a state of anxiety. When Zhang Miao saw New Junhao's Litten for the first time, although she was a little surprised, she was not surprised. After all, Master Niu Tianli's Incineroar is notoriously powerful, so it makes no sense for a son not to inherit Lao Tzu's mantle. The two Pokémon on the field have injuries to each other, and Litten has a wound on his body, which seems to have been chopped out by Machop's karate chop. And Machop was even worse, several places on his body were scorched black, he was panting heavily, and was badly injured by Litten. No way, Machop is at a disadvantage against Litten, a Pokémon that can use long-range attacks and is more flexible. If he can't get close, he can only be beaten passively. However, since losing to Chen Yifan, Tianyi seems to have made a small breakthrough, both in attack and reaction. It's just a pity. He met Niu Junhao, and the game situation gradually became clear. Although Machop tried his best to rush in front of Litten, but with Litten's last move Fire Fang attack, the battle still fell to Veilstone. Chen Yifan still has a good impression of Tian Yat, a muscular boy. Although he has little contact with him, at least he dares to admit defeat. Some felt sorry for him. With Tianyi's strength, not to mention the main match, there is still a chance in the final round of the knockout round. But this is the game, no one will advance 100%. Chapter 64. Meow Meow. Meow Meow, you are here, let me just say, I will definitely see you this time. Just as Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao were watching the moment when the field ended, a voice full of surprise suddenly came from the side. Zhang Miao frowned, this voice, damn it. This fly came again. Chen Yifan also frowned, looked back, and raised his brows. In front of him was a greasy young man with a handsome appearance, but unlike Chen Yifan who was handsome with masculine beauty, this guy looked quite feminine. At first glance, Chen Yifan felt disgusted. This person is called Dim Minghui, and his father is a colleague of Zhang Miao's father, Zhang Wenbin, who is also an elite trainer. It was also because of the good relationship between the parents that Dim Minghui got to know Zhang Miao, and since then he has been out of control and embarked on the road of pursuit. Since 903 in junior high school, Dim Minghui has launched a courtship offensive towards Zhang Miao, but Zhang Miao has always been unimpressed with this person. How could he give him a good face? Dim Minghui is often scolded by her, he was disgraced, but never gave up. This perseverance is admirable. But Chen Yifan will definitely not feel this way. Meow, he is. At this time, Dim Minghui had time to see Chen Yifan, and he couldn't believe it when he saw Zhang Miao and Chen Yifan's intimate appearance. Zhang Miao didn't want to talk to him at first, but when she saw him pointing at Chen Yifan, she said angrily, Dim Minghui, how many times have I told you, keep you away from me. I don't like you at all. My father has a good relationship with your father, but it doesn't mean that I have a good relationship with you. Also, don't call me Meow, I have a name. Hey. I know, don't be angry, but I believe that one day I will become what you like. Dim Minghui laughed for a while, and suddenly pointed at Chen Yifan next to him, who is my buddy? And Meow. Before he finished speaking, Chen Yifan suddenly put his arms around Zhang Miao's slender waist, and the corners of his mouth slightly raised. Sorry, you are late, Meow is my girlfriend now, please go back, I don't want to know you. Zhang Miao's small face was a little reddish. Xiao Chen is really getting bolder, but she likes this feeling. Her small face is pressed against Chen Yifan's chest, like a little bird clinging to others. Dim Minghui's pupils shrank sharply. Looking at the two of them, his fists were clenched tightly. He was a little annoyed by Chen Yifan. The goddess he had been chasing so hard for so many years was actually picked up by this kind of dog? I wanted to teach this guy a lesson, but after looking at the body comparison of the two sides, I suddenly felt that I might not be able to beat this guy with my own body. Meow, does Uncle Zhang know? It's none of your business. Zhang Miao rolled her eyes and said mercilessly, Dim Minghui has always been good to her, but she just doesn't like it. Love can't be forced. The more Dim Minghui pursues her, the more she loathes Minghui. Dim Minghui's face darkened, and he still couldn't tell his parents. Zhang Miao scolded him and he didn't mind, but he didn't want to let Chen Yifan off. He turned to look at Chen Yifan and said coldly, Boy, I advise you should leave Meow as soon as possible. You are not worthy of Meow. With Zhang Uncle's character, it is impossible for you to fall into Zhang Uncle's eyes. As he spoke, he looked Chen Yifan up and down, with a look of disdain on his face. What's the use of being handsome? There is no such person among the descendants of the upper class in Rongcheng. At first glance, he looked like a wild boy who didn't know where he came from. Diminghui, you can't finish it, why don't you ask for a fight? Zhang Miao Miao on the side couldn't bear it anymore, and wanted to kick Diminghui, but was stopped by Chen Yifan. Chen Yifan smiled, seeing Diminghui who was a little out of breath. There was a saying, it is useless to treat this kind of person. Punishment is over. Chen Yifan kissed Zhang Miao Miao's pretty face suddenly while Diminghui was stunned, and then kissed Zhang Miao Miao's small mouth. Chen Yifan didn't stop until Zhang Miao Miao blushed. Is this worthy? Chen Yifan raised his eyebrows. He doesn't care who this guy's parents are, this is a small Ho-Oh cup, not a place where this guy can play wild. Even if revenge is to come back in the future, Chen Yifan believes that after the little Ho-Oh cup, this guy will not have such thoughts. You. Facing Chen Yifan's cruel behavior, Diminghui gritted his teeth and looked at Chen Yifan, took a deep breath, and almost couldn't catch his breath. This is simply adding salt to his wounds. The goddess he desperately wanted was defiled by this kid. Unacceptable. Brother Yifan, what's the matter? At this time, Niu Junhao's match was over, and seeing Chen Yifan and the three of them seemed to have some conflicts here, although normally he would definitely stay far away. Zero, but this person is Chen Yifan, his only friend, so Niu Junhao naturally wanted to see if he could help. Niu Junhao. Diminghui's body shook, and he looked at Niu Junhao who came over in surprise. Although he was not afraid of this kid, he still felt a little apprehensive when he thought of Niu Junhao's father. That is a well-known strongman in Sichuan province, a master trainer known as Nguyen. Even his father always smiles at him every time he meets him. Although Sichuan province is under the jurisdiction of the alliance, the gymnasium trainer is also a high-level executive of the alliance, and can be regarded as one of the big bosses of the alliance. In Sichuan province, it is Yang Ting, the head of the gymnasium, who has the final say. Even Master Tang Jian, the president of the alliance branch, had to listen to Master Yang. As Yang Ting's eldest disciple, Niu Tianli also has a status no less than that of Tang Jian. Although Niu Junhao didn't have much contact with the second generation of their upper-class circles, and they always looked down on Niu Junhao, a famous coward, but because of Niu Tianli's identity, they didn't dare to provoke him easily. Chen Yifan shook his head with a smile, it's nothing, just a few flies. Oh. Niu Junhao nodded, then he was taken aback, the fly. Are there flies in the Pokémon hub? BD, you'd better pray that you won't meet Lao Tzu in the next match. I want you to know what it means to be fierce. 3.8 Diminghui left angrily after saying a few harsh words. He didn't want to have any conflicts with Niu Junhao. If he made this coward cry, with Niu Tianli's character, he might come to beat him up regardless of his status. Don't know for sure. He wanted to make trouble for this kid afterwards, but now is a legal society, he is only the second generation, not his father, even if he wants to use force against Chen Yifan, unless Chen Yifan finds himself dead in a place where there is no one in the wild, he can't do anything about it. And with the protection of Zhang Miao Miao and Niu Junhao, he couldn't do anything. Of course, he would never dare to kill someone, the most he could do was find someone to beat Chen Yifan up. Competition, only competition, just wait, he will never let this BD go. He wanted this kid to taste what it was like to be hanged and beaten by him, and also let Zhang Miao Miao take a good look at what kind of coward she picked. Chapter 65. Xiao Chen, this BD is just my uncle's son, I have nothing to do with him. After Diminghui left, Zhang Miao Miao explained to Chen Yifan that the fact was the same, because of the relationship between the two families, Diminghui used to visit her house often, but she never gave him a good face. I know, of course I know, my Miao Miao can only belong to me alone. Chen Yifan touched Xiaonazai's ponytail and said with a smile. He, of course I can only be yours. Zhang Miao Miao hugged Chen Yifan contentedly, regardless of the opinions of the people around her. Her personality is like that, dare to love and dare to hate, she likes Chen Yifan, so she pursues Chen Yifan, she hates Diminghui, so she doesn't bother to say a word to Diminghui. Chen Yifan didn't mean to blame Zhang Miao Miao, but it also made him know better. If you want everything around protect, you must have strength. Why did Diminghui dare to look down on him? Isn't it because of his father, an elite trainer? He doesn't want to be like Diminghui, but he can be like Diminghui's father. Brothers, the 6th round is about to start. How should I say, is Brother Seduk still here? Chu Rui also saw the scene just now, and he wisely didn't broadcast this scene live, but switched the camera to the selfie mode to brag and fart with the audience. What's the hurry? Even if he's lucky enough to get a bye, he still needs to play at least 2 games. Mega Seduk issued a barrage. At this time, the popularity of the live broadcast room continued to rise, and the upward trend was obvious. The audience was also divided into 2 groups because of Chu Rui and Mega Seduk's bet. One group supported Mega Seduk, and was sure that Chen Yifan would not pass the first round even if he entered the main match. The other faction is to support Chu Rui. I believe Chen Yifan can get good results. However, this support rate is a bit low. Less than 1/20 supported Chu Rui, and more supported Mega Seduk. They have never seen anyone who can make it to the main game with a single dig. Even if they can make it to the main game, Chen Yifan will be considered as making history. Although his approval rate is low, Chu Rui is not angry. A few people will eventually defeat the majority. And myself is the side of the minority. As time passed, Chen Yifan and Zhang Miao Miao joined hands to reach the final round of elimination after passing through layers of obstacles. At this time, there were only 200 players left on the field. The final round is about to be the most exciting knockout round. Chen Yifan doesn't know most of the players who can make it here. There are only a few familiar figures. Except for Niu Junhao and Zhang Miao Miao, that guy De Minghui is actually among them. Seeing Chen Yifan looking over, Taunt gestured to him. Chen Yifan also gave a warning with his middle finger, making De Minghui angry. Apart from these 3 people, there is also the beautiful woman in the blue dress who defeated Zhang Miao Miao. Today she is wearing a long blue dress, coupled with her indifferent expression and sizable figure, it is very eye-catching. However, these were not the points that caught the attention of everyone present. The most noteworthy thing was a cold man standing not far from Chen Yifan. Under the stern exterior is a rather common face, but his figure is tall and straight, not handsome but not ugly either. But his most attractive point is not this, but his identity. According to the descriptions of those around him, this person seemed to have been hailed as a candidate for the Little Ho-Oh Cup champion long before the game started. Also seeded for the Little Ho-Oh Cup. You should know that because there are too many players participating in the Little Ho-Oh Cup, there is basically no seed player. Being able to be called a seed player naturally has his strengths, but that's not the point. The point is who he is. His surname is Yang, his name is Yang Xingyu, and he is also the grandson of Yang Ting's younger brother, Yang Ting's nephew. Although he is not his own grandson, but when he thinks that this is a descendant of Yang Ting's family, how can he not be taken seriously? Junhao, do you know him? At this time, Niu Junhao was also beside them. Although he still didn't dare to talk to Zhang Miao Miao, he had already learned what Chen Yifan said about ignoring Dafa. Just ignore it, just treat Zhang Miao Miao as Chinese cabbage. Seeing the person Chen Yifan was referring to, Niu Junhao was startled for a moment, then his face became serious. I know him, he is Yang Xingyu, grandnephew of Grandpa. Niu Junhao's father is Yang Ting's disciple, and his name is Yang Ting and also Grandpa. Brother Yifan. Niu Junhao hesitated, and after a few seconds he continued, I'm not familiar with Brother Xingyu, but I know his strength. It must be very powerful. Although I have never fought with him, I heard that Grandpa wanted to raise him as the second big brother. Xingyuan. Yang Xingyuan, Yang Ting's grandson, is 3 or 4 years older than Niu Junhao, Chen Yifan and others, and was the champion of the Little Ho-Oh Cup 4 years ago. Now he is already a very famous senior trainer. Currently ranked 2nd in the 100 battle list. Really? That must be very powerful. Chen Yifan nodded, and didn't ask any more questions. He was born in the family of the gymnasium owner, which is really a distinguished family background. 250. I don't know how strong he will be. Chen Yifan laughed, what are you thinking about now? You probably won't meet him today, let's wait until tomorrow's main match. The first goal now is to win this match. After a short rest, both Zhang Miao Miao and Niu Junhao left Chen Yifan's side and rushed to the corresponding booths. Chen Yifan also went to his own competition platform under the guidance of Pokémon Pokédex. After Chen Yifan and his own rival both got on stage, the two looked at each other and were stunned at the same time. Ha 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 ha, luck is really good. Yao Minghui licked his lips with a very happy expression. At first, I thought that I might not meet this BD who abducted my goddess, but I didn't expect to meet him in the last round due to elimination. Really are. Even God is helping him. Zhang Meow Meow, just wait to hear the news that this BD is eliminated. Although it is a bit regretful that Zhang Meow Meow is not watching the game from the audience, it does not prevent Yao Minghui from being in a good mood. Chen Yifan was also a little surprised, and then the corners of his mouth twitched. That's really lucky. Even God doesn't like this guy, and he has no chance of entering the main match. Chapter 66. Please release Pokémon from both players. The winner of this match will be able to advance to tomorrow's main match. I hope you two will work hard. Chen Yifan and Yao Minghui took out the Pokeball at the same time, and the Ultra Ball in their hands shone a little bit in the afternoon sun. Chu Rui's live broadcast room, which is broadcasting the Chen Yifan match. Wow, are all these trainee trainers so rich now? All of them are holding Ultra Balls in their hands. I don't know much about it. I don't need to say more about my family background for a trainee trainer who can reach this level. FK you poor, you can't even afford an Ultra Ball for training. These two big brothers are so handsome. I like it so much. The live broadcast room started to quarrel because of the Ultra Ball, but Chu Rui didn't bother to maintain the order in the live broadcast room, and just nervously watched the upcoming game on the stage. There is only one last step before the race, Yifan, you must work hard. On the stage, two red lights flashed, Bunelby and a Chikorita appeared on the field. Chikorita, one of the Gozania of the grass family, looks very cute, with the dark green leaves on her head being blown around by a sudden gust of wind. Pokémon, Chikorita attribute, grass ability, flourishing. When the physical strength drops to a certain level, the power of grass-type skills will increase. Species Strength 318 qualification, Rare Strength, Common Level, Primary Trainer Level, Skills, Tackle, Poison Powder, Vine Whip, Razor Leaf Note. Chikorita can extend the Vine Whip from the neck and make more leaves from the large leaves on the head. Like many grass-type Pokémon, Chikorita's leaves emit sweet scent for calming and healing properties. In addition, the leaves can also be used to measure the humidity and temperature in the air. Bunelby. Yao Minghui's expression froze, and then he laughed loudly, ha 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 ha, boy, Guan Guan is wronged. Are you kidding me? Yao Minghui laughed until tears came out. He really didn't expect that the man Zhang Meow Meow liked actually used to trash Bunelby. If you want species strength without species strength, if you want combat power without combat power, even ability is useless. What is the use of this Pokémon? Bunelby, you managed to get here, boy, you are pretty good. But after thinking about it, this kid still has some ability to reach the final round of the knockout round with a single digger. Chen Yifan is used to being ridiculed when Bunelby comes out. All he can fight back is a powerful fist. Seeing that Chen Yifan did not speak, Yao Minghui smiled contemptuously, thinking that Chen Yifan was afraid. Now I know it's too late, it's too late. Get lost and let me get out of here. It's over, I met Yuzenjia this time, so I don't have to fight. Bunelby fights Yuzenjia, how can I fight? It's true, I can't think of any aspect that Bunelby can win. Although Bunelby seemed to be very strong in the previous game, it is probably the reason why rival is not strong. This time the rival is the Royal Sanjia. The iron-clad Yuzenjia is the consensus of most trainers. The reason why Yuzenjia is so popular is that it deserves the love of so many people. It's all because of its strength, whether it is before evolution or after evolution, Yuzenjia has a very good performance. Many strong people also have more or less a Pokémon of the three families. Voices that were not optimistic about Chen Yifan began to sound in the live broadcast room. Chikorita, play well this time, when you get home, drink your favorite Moo Moo milk. Yao Minghui also did not forget to boost the morale of his Pokémon. This kid, he must teach him a lesson. Shout Ka Chikorita whispered, with a very happy expression, and circled around the spot. Bunelby, are you ready? Dugu. Bunelby nodded with a serious expression. Today's last game, just teach this guy a lesson. Dig. Seeing both sides getting ready, the referee waved the flag in his hand, the game begins. Chikorita, Fee. As soon as he finished speaking, Yao Minghui pointed to Bunelby, wanting Chikorita to give him a head start, but before he could finish speaking, he saw Du Defang's footsteps. He rushed over at a very fast speed. What? Yao Minghui was startled. Chikorita, get out of the way. He hurriedly wanted Chikorita to avoid the rushing monsters. But Bunelby came too fast. Chikorita just blinked her big eyes when she was still on the spot, and saw a red-eyed rabbit rushing in front of her. Rabbit raised his palm, and white light flashed on his palm slammed dryly at Chikorita's chest. Fake out! Shout Ka! With a scream, Chikorita's small body was blown away by Bunnelby's punch, her body soared into the air, and fell heavily to the ground. Hey guy, here we go again, this time the Yuzan family belong to One Punch Man. This Bunnelby is too strong. This is Yuzanjia, is it also a punch? Wow, I really want to let him enter the main match. Seeing this scene, the screen of the live broadcast room swiped for a while, and while the audience expressed their surprise, the voices that were not optimistic gradually became quieter. In the previous games, Bunnelby could be judged by the fact that rival was not strong, but this time it seems that there is nothing to talk about. Chikorita also punched and flew away. Chikorita, Vine Whip, don't let it come near. Although Yao Minghui was shocked, he didn't forget that he was in a competition. As a trainer, he had to calm down. Compared with Pokémon, he couldn't panic. Bunnelby was about to take a step forward, and when he pursued Chikorita, two clear and crisp sounds of piercing the air sounded. Chikorita, who was lying on the ground, fired two Vine Whip attacks from the neck and went straight to Bunnelby. Although Bunnelby was prepared, but the Vine Whip was very fast, one of Bunnelby's arms was still tightly entangled by a Vine Whip. Seeing Bunnelby being controlled by Chikorita, Yao Minghui was overjoyed, good opportunity, Fee. But at this moment, Yao Minghui paused again and opened his mouth wide. Following another exclamation from Chikorita, a strong force came from the Vine Whip, and Duju, of Zhao's, rabbit pulled hard with the other hand, dragging Deputy Chrysanthemum to speed. The Razor Leaf failed to be used twice in a row, and after seeing this scene, Yao Minghui couldn't calm down at all. Am I mistaken, this is the excavator? He has never seen anyone who can catch Pokémon along the Vine Whip, what kind of monster is this? Until Chikorita was dragged to the front, Chikorita looked at Bunnelby with a look of fear on her face. The strength from Bunnelby just now made it unable to resist at all, like an unarmed baby, who could only be at the mercy of Bunnelby. A smile appeared on Chen Yifan's face, so what about the Yuzanjia? The iron-clad Royal Sanjia broke through. Iron Bunnelby. Bunnelby's eyes were serious, and a white light flashed in his ears. Snapped. A heavy slap ended Chikorita's fight. Also ended Yao Minghui's little Ho-Oh cup. There was silence on and off the stage, as well as in the studio. Chapter 67. It's over. It was not until nearly 10 seconds had passed that someone issued a barrage. Chu Rui also raised his head proudly, and responded to the barrage, I've already said that Yifan is the champion of the Little Ho-Oh Cup this time. If you still don't believe it, see it now, and easily advance to the main match. Hey, Brother Saduk is here, get ready for your super fire tomorrow. Chu Rui joked that he had no hope for the bet. It was not a question of whether Chen Yifan could win, but a question of whether Mega Saduk would recognize it or not. Most likely you won't get it. After all, it's on the internet. If you lose, pretend to be dead and never come to the live broadcast room again. No one can control whether you accept the bet or not. He just wanted to save himself by not steaming buns. Even if everyone disliked Chen Yifan, he always believed that his brother would definitely get good grades. Of course, even he wasn't sure about the championship. The louder the slogan, the better. Mega Saduk didn't seem to be in the live broadcast room, nor did he speak, but many viewers talked lively. After winning this battle with Yuzanjia easily, many people in the live broadcast room finally changed their impression of Chen Yifan's digging. The support rate has been greatly improved. Back on the stage, the referee saw the 270 Chikorita whose eyes were rolling in circles. Although he was also surprised that a Chikorita was so strong, he still approved the result of the game. Bunnelby wins, player number 800. The referee also deliberately searched for the player's name. Number 800 contestant Chen Yifan advanced to the main match. Congratulations! Until he heard these words, Yao Minghui still stood on the court in a daze, like a sculpture of normal. I lost. Lost to this kid, lost to the BD Zhang Meow Meow likes, lost to a Bunnelby. He couldn't take it anymore. Chen Yifan didn't care about him, who cares if this guy can accept it, all he has to do is slap these guys in the face. But I believe that Zhang Meow Meow will be very happy if this guy is eliminated by him. Chen Yifan smiled, rubbed Bunnelby's head, put it back into the poke ball, nodded slightly to the referee, and stepped off the stage. His games were over quickly, and most of the games were still in progress. After saying hello to Chu Rui, Chen Yifan rushed to the stage where Zhang Miao was. Seeing the Fennecan Ember on the stage continuously suppressing rivals' actions, Chen Yifan breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that Zhang Miao's advancement should be stable. Niu Junhao's competition stage was not far from Zhang Miao. Chen Yifan turned his head to look, just in time to see Litan's mouth flashing with fire, and the scene of bite rival. Chen Yifan couldn't help laughing. Don't mention it, Mavericks looked reserved and shy, but his Litan was completely opposite to him. He was fierce, like the last time he fought against Dudu. If it wasn't for Bunnelbai's Iron Head's strong defense, maybe his head would be hit hard. Too cruel. Chen Yifan shook his head, not daring to see Niu Junhao rival's miserable appearance again. At this time, Chen Yifan saw the figure of the woman in the blue dress again. Speaking of the point, it wasn't that Chen Yifan was attracted by her beauty, it was purely because of that ice Vulpix. Vulpix who can use freezing light. To be honest, after watching so many games, Chen Yifan has never seen anyone who can release such a powerful skill like Vulpix. In terms of power rating, Freezing Beam is 10 points higher than Iron Head. Seeing Bing Vulpix use Disable again to fix rival in place, Chen Yifan couldn't help but click his tongue. It really is a magic skill, it's better not to let it out if you encounter it yourself. He couldn't guarantee that Bunnelby would survive a freezing ray. Xiao Chen, what are you looking at? At this moment, there was a faint voice in my ear. Chen Yifan smiled, stretched out his arms and hugged him to the front. Advanced. Of course. Zhang Miao was giggling, just in time to see the woman in the blue skirt competing. She couldn't help but hum and said, this woman will only take advantage of people's unpreparedness, and wait until the main match meets. Dat, I make her look good. Her Fennecan didn't even use his tricks, so she couldn't be reconciled. Okay, call back when the time comes. By the way, guess who I met in the last round? Chen Yifan laughed. Who did you meet? Zhang Miao was taken aback for a moment, then seemed to think of something, and opened her mouth in surprise. You didn't meet that guy Yao Minghui, did you? Seeing Chen Yifan nodding his head, Zhang Miao couldn't help but burst out laughing, then covered his stomach with some discomfort and laughed. Ha ha ha, that guy is just like that, relying on the fact that he has a good father. He looks amazing. If it weren't for me, Dad has a good relationship with his dad, I couldn't help beating him long ago. Let me tell you, Yao uncle still wants to match the two of us, and he doesn't even look at his son. Dad, too, knew that I didn't like him, and didn't show his attitude, and always let that guy pester me. Hearing Zhang Miao's complaint, Chen Yifan patted Stephanie's back lightly. Seeing that she had been clutching her stomach, she seemed to be in some pain, and asked concerned, what's wrong, is your stomach uncomfortable? Upon hearing this, Zhang Miao blushed and hesitated a bit. In the end, under Chen Yifan's uneasy questioning, Zhang Miao still spoke out. Oh, Xiao Chen, you are so annoying, he's here. That. Chen Yifan was stunned. What was that? Not his straight guy. He was almost a nerd in the third year of high school, he really didn't know much about it, and he didn't think of what it was for a while. Zhang Miao blushed. Although she always showed no taboos in front of Chen Yifan, she was still a big girl, so she was a little shy to say it herself. Finally, when he learned that Aunt Zhang Miao had come, Chen Yifan was also a little speechless. He was really an idiot to ask a girl this question. That guy Chu Rui seems to have done a lot of research on this. Cough cough, should I find him for research? Chen Yifan blushed a little, thinking to himself. The main match will be held at the Central Stadium tomorrow, and players who pass the main match can ask the staff for free front row tickets. Chen Yifan asked for 2 tickets, one for his mother and one for Chu Rui. Zhang Miao didn't want it, but her father had tickets for them, and she could ask for them whenever she wanted. However, she doesn't have many friends, and she is quite arrogant on weekdays, like Gu Wei who works part-time in the breeding house. At best, she is a classmate with a good relationship, not a friend. And when she was in high school, she was devoted to Chen Yifan, so she didn't have time to make any friends, and offended a lot of people. Maybe the situation will get better when I go to college. Chapter 68. After the knockout rounds, the advanced players are not allowed to leave for the time being. They need to gather for a short time. There are related matters and the introduction of tomorrow's main game. It is said that there will be many leaders and big shots coming tomorrow. It also includes the admissions teachers of many colleges and universities. If the players choose to apply for their schools, they will decide the preferential treatment policy for the players based on their performance on the field. As long as they can enter the top 100 martial arts exams, except for the top 3 Imperial Capital University, Modou University and Fengxiang Academy, basically no teacher will reject students. However, the preferential treatment policy is different. It is an additional reward, which means that if you apply for their school, they will give you a certain degree of preferential treatment, whether it is economic, teaching, or training. Some directly reward alliance coins, some reward rare Pokémon after meeting certain requirements after entering the school, and some directly join the school team as an alternate after entering the school. Why haven't you come yet? Zhang Miao leaned on Chen Yifan and couldn't help but yawned. It's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and she is almost sleepy. It's really troublesome, isn't it? Just talking about the rules of the game and tomorrow's lottery, she was almost tired of listening to it before. Dad was talking about this before he became an elite trainer, and before he became the vice chairman. Niu Junhao on the side seemed to be infected by Zhang Miao, and yawned inexplicably. Zhang Miao happened to look over and stared at him fiercely. Okay, Xiao Niu, start to mimic me. He smiled like a little devil while speaking. No. I didn't, Sister Meow, I didn't mean it. Niu Junhao quickly covered his mouth and waved his hands innocently. Zhang Miao was about to fight, but was stopped by Chen Yifan, when a middle-aged man in charge appeared, smiling and walking towards the crowd with a microphone. Walking to the stage, the person in charge looked around, nodded in satisfaction, and said to everyone, first of all, congratulations to everyone, officially advanced to the integrity stage of the Ho-Oh Cup. Congratulations to everyone, from today onwards, the doors of all major colleges and universities will also be open for you. It can be said that you will be on the rise, just around the corner. There was warm applause from the audience, and everyone gave the person in charge a lot of face. The Little Ho-Oh Cup is one of the most important events in our Sichuan province over the years. It is watched by tens of millions of people every year. I know everyone is rookie. On the field, you have to show your best self. If even the trainer feels nervous, the Pokémon will definitely feel the same, and will not be able to exert their due strength. Hearing this, Niu Junhao's expression turned bitter. The main match and the knockout rounds of the qualifiers are different. There were not many people watching the games in the past few days, and most of the people present were players, so he would not be too nervous. But when he thought that there would be tens of thousands of people watching tomorrow, and tens of millions of people sitting in front of the TV, he couldn't help feeling flustered. How many radishes and cabbages that Brother Yifan called this? Seeing that Niu Junhao was a little nervous, Chen Yifan patted him, didn't say much, just gave him an encouraging look. It's all over here, I believe this kid should overcome no matter how nervous he is. Now he represents not only himself, but being able to stand on that stage represents the entire rookie trainer of Sichuan province and shows a new look of rookie trainer of the entire Sichuan province. Everyone, tomorrow's main match is different from our games in the past few days. According to the regulations, you must arrive at our central stadium at least before 8 o'clock in the morning, and there will be staff leading you to gather. When you gather, you will draw the rival of the competition. There will be no systematic random selection, and it will be decided by your own draw. And it took 6 days for everyone to compete in the main match of our Little Ho-Oh Cup. It must have been quite hard work, so after the main match, you no longer have number plates. Host will call out your names. I hope that in tomorrow's game, the names of each of you will resound throughout the stadium. When Chen Yifan came home at night and handed the ticket for the Little Ho-Oh Cup to his mother, Liang Wenjing still couldn't believe it. My son, just like that, entered the main match? Became one of the top 100 martial arts exams? A huge surprise hit her mind all of a sudden, and Liang Wenjing froze in place for a moment, not knowing what to say. 0 for flowers. Seeing the smiling son, Liang Wenjing touched his son's handsome face with mixed feelings. She has never hoped that her son will become a dragon, she just hopes that her son can find a suitable job in the future, marry a gentle and virtuous wife, Zhang Miao, did I pay by mistake, and live a life full of food and clothing. It's that simple. Thanks for your hard work, Fan. After playing for so many days, go back to the house and rest, Mom will cook something delicious for you later. Pushing her son back to the room, Liang Wenjing took a deep breath and quickly called her supervisor to ask for leave. The relationship between the supervisor and Liang Wenjing has always been good, and she has always felt worthless for Liang Wenjing. After all, it is not easy for a woman to live alone with a child for so many years. 00 If it were her, she might be driven crazy. Okay, Lao Liang, you are good at teaching your children. They have all entered the top 100 in the martial arts examination, which is too good. When it was learned that Liang Wenjing's son entered the main match of the Little Ho-Oh Cup, the supervisor also congratulated him repeatedly. Okay, I'll approve it, you can rest assured to see it, your precious son got good grades. By the way, when the time comes, I will invite all the sisters in the group to watch it together. Let your precious son perform well. The daughter of Xiao Duan's family is good. If she behaves well, I will let her introduce you, ha ha ha. All right, thank you, Sister Lu. After hanging up the phone, Liang Wen quietly sat on the sofa, feeling a sense of accomplishment in his heart. She is proud of Chen Yifan, and she is also proud of Chen Yifan. Even those crazy women who have always looked down on her, how they used to praise her children in front of her, now she can go back. If you are capable, let your child enter the top 100 in the martial arts examination. Liang Wenjing smiled and shook her head. Forget it. With her personality, she probably only dares to talk in her heart. It's better not to think about it. After Sister Liu's spread, those women must know about it later. Don't dare to whisper in this ear. Liang Wenjing smiled, got up cheerfully, hummed a little tune and put on the apron. Today she wants to reward her son well. Chapter 69. Friday, August 20th. Little Ho-Oh Cup main game. Yesterday's knockout match determined the top 100 places. Although it was not publicized, it was also slightly mentioned by the local media in Sichuan province. However, it is obviously impossible for them to report on all the players, and the main ones mentioned are the celebrity players with Yang Xingyu as the main player. Yang Xingyu, who came from a prominent background, is naturally favored by the vast majority of people, and some people left messages on social media asking the Yang family not to participate in the competition for the Little Ho-Oh Cup. That would be unfair to other players naturally. This sentence is treated as a joke by people. Competitions have never been said to be fair. At this time, there is no fairness or unfairness. If you have the ability, speak with your strength. If you have no ability, don't be. Apart from Yang Xingyu, who received the most attention, even Niu Junhao and Zhang Miao were mentioned by a few media. Only Chen Yifan and others are missing. There is no way to 793. Relatively speaking, they are just unknown people now, and even many media have not got the list of the top 100. Only after the game is over will all the lists be announced, let alone their names name up. Today's Chen Yifan got up early, after all he had to report at 8 o'clock. Fortunately, he didn't have to rush to the Pokémon Center today, otherwise he would have to get up before dawn. The Rongcheng Central Stadium is not far from home, less than 1 kilometer. At 7:30 in the morning, Chen Yifan set off with Liang Wenjing. Since he is a contestant, it is impossible for him to go to the auditorium to accompany his mother, so Chen Yifan specially assigned this task to Chu Rui. Yifan, aunt. When I got to the gate of the stadium, I saw Chu Rui waving and trotting over. It was still early for the audience at this time, and the entrance was at 9 o'clock, but there were also many audiences. Okay, Lao Chu, I will trouble you today. Chen Yifan said with a smile. Naturally there is no need to be too polite to Chu Rui. No problem, don't worry about leaving aunt to me. Chu Rui patted his chest and said with a straight face. If it wasn't for the dark circles on his eyes that betrayed him, everyone would have thought he was a decent person. As soon as the dark circles were mentioned, Chu Rui became a little angry. If Chen Yifan hadn't asked him to quietly discuss some issues that were not suitable for children last night, he wouldn't have stayed up all night until 1 or 2 in the middle of the night before falling asleep. This guy has a girlfriend, he doesn't. Damn it. Liang Wenjing on the side looked at it with a smile, and didn't say much. Chu Rui often came to the house as a guest, and they were all acquaintances. Zhang Miao can't go in with Chen Yifan today, and said bitterly last night that she wants to go in with her father and can't be with Chen Yifan. Xiaonazai first made a serious protest to her father, but the protest was quickly dismissed. There was nothing she could do about it. Regarding this, Chen Yifan could only smile and comfort him. He couldn't run over to Zhang Wenbin and tell him to hand over his daughter to him. You'll be beaten to death this way, for sure. Chu Rui was talking to Chen Yifan when he suddenly bumped into Chen Yifan, pointed to the distance and said in surprise, "Hey, isn't that Zhang Miao? Wow, is that her father? It's so imposing." Chen Yifan turned his head to look, just in time to watch Zhang Miao, who was not far away with a stern face, and Zhang Wenbin, who looked majestic, walking towards the gate of the stadium. Zhang Miao also saw Chen Yifan at this time, and she wanted to wave her hand, but when she saw her father, she was decisive and frightened. She was not afraid of anything, except Zhang Wenbin, so she could only open her mouth and say something to Chen Yifan lip language, and at the same time put his hand slightly in front of him and waved it. Xiaonazai didn't comb her hair into a ponytail today, but changed into a head of smooth long hair. Coupled with her current expression, she looks very cute and lovely. Chen Yifan didn't care so much, and waved to Zhang Miao with a smile. Seeing this, Liang Wenjing on the side also turned her head to look. When she saw Zhang Miao, she nodded with satisfaction. The little girl was still so pretty. But what they didn't realize was that Zhang Wenbin seemed to have seen Zhang Miao's small movements, and turned his head slightly, just in time to see Chen Yifan and the three of them. Chu Rui was automatically eliminated. With Zhang Miao's vision and character, it was impossible to like such a big fool. Zhang Wenbin locked his eyes on Chen Yifan. The first time I saw it, the appearance. It's barely passable. Zhang Wenbin twitched the corners of his mouth, wanting to grab the little girl beside him and rush over to make trouble for this kid, but he still endured it. Boy, don't be complacent for the time being, you want to date your daughter, let's talk about it after passing this level. Zhang Wenbin secretly swears in his heart that at this time, he still doesn't know whether this kid is here to watch the game or to participate in the competition. If he doesn't see this kid among the players later, then don't blame himself for playing Mandarin Ducks. He even played in the main game. Do not go in. Why are you dating your own daughter? If you get in, then talk about it. After Zhang Wenbin led Zhang Miao in for a few minutes, many familiar people entered. Chen Yifan checked the time. It was 7:55, and they seemed to be able to enter the arena. Zero Mom, you guys play outside for a while, and Chu Rui will take you in later, and I will go in first. Okay, let's go. Liang Wenjing stepped forward to straighten his son's collar. Come on. Yifan, come on. Chu Rui also patted Chen Yifan on the shoulder. I will. Chen Yifan waved his hand with a smile, turned and walked towards the gate. At the gate, Chen Yifan reported his name, and was led by the staff to the direction of assembly. The assembly was in a large waiting room. When we arrived at the meeting place, many players came to the waiting room. Zhang Miao sat in the corner alone, and the seat next to it was empty. Niu Junhao came in at some point, and sat tremblingly. On the side, there are at least 4 vacancies from Zhang Miao. Chen Yifan walked over and sat down next to Zhang Miao, seeing that it was her boyfriend. Zhang Miao's expression that was about to get angry eased down. Xiao Chen, did you see my father just now? Zhang Miao asked a little embarrassedly. Then he told Chen Yifan that she had seen Xiao Chen's mother just now, and if she didn't go to say hello, would Aunt mind? Chen Yifan smiled and said of course not. After all, I didn't say hello to Zhang Miao's father, and Liang Wenjing didn't care about so many etiquettes. Zhang Miao breathed a sigh of relief. She was often bumped into by Aunt when she was secretly following 2.7 Chen Yifan. At that time, she didn't feel anything wrong, anyway, she had a thick skin. But since she established a relationship with Chen Yifan, she has been very concerned about what Chen Yifan's mother thinks, and is very afraid that Aunt will not like her. After a few words of comfort, Chen Yifan looked at Niu Junhao who was sitting on the side who was a little nervous, and asked curiously, Junhao, when did you come? I haven't seen you coming in. Ah. Niu Junhao was in a dazed contest condition when he suddenly heard someone calling him. When he came back to his senses, he saw that it was Chen Yifan. Niu Junhao heaved a sigh of relief. Brother Yifan, you came in from the east gate? Yes, I came in through the north gate. Chen Yifan was stunned, and then saw that Niu Junhao was a little nervous. Chen Yifan still comforted him, don't be nervous, just treat it as a common game, it's okay. Well. Niu Junhao nodded, pursed his lips, only he knew what was going on in his mind. Chapter 70. When the time came to 8 o'clock, the players were almost all here. With a dry cough, 3 people came in from the outside. One was the person in charge who introduced the rules to them yesterday, holding a square tube in his arms, the other was a staff member with a handheld computer, and the remaining one was Zhang Wenbin is gone. Zhang Wenbin walked in front. Zhang Wenbin, who was originally serious, turned dark when he saw Zhang Miao and Chen Yifan sitting side by side. Chen Yifan's scalp was a little numb from Zhang Wenbin's gaze. Zhang Meow simply hugged Chen Yifan's arm and gave his old father a salute. Anyway, it has been seen, so if it is exposed, it will be exposed. Zhang Meow looked at Zhang Wenbin complacently. Anyway, she was exposed. Now, she didn't have to hide it, and secretly called Xiao Chen at night. From now on, you can make phone calls openly and aboveboard, and you can also go out to play. Zhang Wenbin's face continued to turn black. This Zhang Meow, a girl from every family, doesn't know how to write reserved at all, and how her mother educated this daughter. Okay, everyone is here. The person in charge looked around and found that the seats were almost full. He smiled and nodded and continued, let me introduce to you, this is the 30th Sichuan Alliance League Vice Chairman, Lord Zhang Wenbin, clap clap clap. There was warm applause on the field. Zhang Wenbin had already recovered from his emotions, a faint smile appeared on his face, and he nodded slightly to the crowd. Hi everyone, I'm Zhang Wenbin. According to the regulations of the league, I'm here today to ensure the fairness and openness of the results of this lottery. Not much to say, now I invite Vice Chairman Zhang to draw rival for the first round of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Zhang Wenbin nodded with a smile, reached into the lottery bucket, and randomly pulled out 2 bamboo sticks with players' names on them. First one, player Niu Junhao. Hearing that she was the first, Tian Junja was a little stunned. Second, player Li Qiang. Okay, then the first match of the first round has been decided, player Niu Junhao vs player Li Qiang. There was silence in the audience, only the one named Li Qiang had a nervous face. Niu Junhao was still a little famous after he entered the top 100, and his information was reported on the internet. That is the only son of a master trainer. Okay, next, the second soil. Following Zhang Wenbin's draw, the expressions of the contestants in the audience were different, some were happy, some were nervous, some were desperate, and some were indifferent. The 20th match, contestant Yang Xingyu will face contestant Pang Xiaohu. Hearing this battle, everyone's faces inevitably showed a hint of surprise. Not to mention Yang Xingyu, after all, he is a seed player in the eyes of many people, but Pang Xiaohu is not bad either. His father is a well-known elite trainer in Sichuan province. The strength should not be underestimated. Is this a strong confrontation? Everyone was overjoyed. No matter who is eliminated, it is good for them to reduce a powerful rival. Match 32, contestant Zhang Meow vs contestant He Wan. Seeing Zhang Meow's name, Zhang Wenbin looked in the direction of his daughter, but when he saw that her daughter didn't care, she was still chatting with Chen Yifan with a smile on her face, so she immediately became angry. What time is this, you damn girl? Go home and see him, let her mother fix her up. As the lottery draw continued, Chen Yifan's name was never pronounced. Zhang Wenbin only drew the last 2 bamboo sticks after the last game. Zhang Wenbin narrowed his eyes. Is this kid called Chen Yifan? Just now, every time he looked at the players who were drawn, he would observe the expressions of all the players present. Even if the kid hit again, his daughter would not be able to hide it. Obviously, he hadn't drawn that kid. And the last time, he was convinced of this kid's name. Because, the other one is obviously a girl. The 50th match, contestant Chen Yi will fight against Ye Wei. Wow, Xiao Chen, you're in the last game. Zhang Meow breathed a sigh of relief, she almost thought that Chen Yifan was not on the list. However, who is this Lu Ye Wei? Zhang Meow asked doubtfully, she had never heard of this name. Chen Yifan also shook his head, Salation glanced around and was suddenly taken aback. The woman in the blue skirt who had defeated Zhang Meow a few days ago also happened to look over. The two looked at each other, then quickly nodded and looked away. Chen Yifan narrowed his eyes, it must be her. Okay, the draw is over. After the first round, the competition will continue as usual and enter the machine selection mode. I hope everyone will work hard and get a good result. Zhang Wenbin glanced at Zhang Meow and Chen Yifan while speaking, and left one after another with the person in charge. Xiao Chen. Dad knows you. Zhang Meow whispered in Chen Yifan's ear, her tone full of excitement. I know. Chen Yifan also imitated her and whispered into her ear, while biting her ear lightly, you should not talk too much about the bed. He, I won't. Zhang Meow assured again and again that even she liked Xiao Chen when she wanted to, so how could her father not like him? On the other side, at 9 o'clock, the audience filed into the arena. Under the leadership of Chu Rui, Liang Wenjing also found the location of the two. Xiao Qiu, see if it's here. Let me take a look. Blocks 1 and 2 in the 5th row of area A987. Qiu Rui took a look at the ticket and said pleasantly, it's here, and, wow, it's pretty close. Liang Wenjing nodded with a smile. The 5th row had a wide field of vision, and she could clearly see the competition platform in the center at a glance. After the two sat down, Qiu Rui looked at the huge giant screen directly opposite again, which was convenient for broadcasting the content of the game to the invisible audience. Liang Wenjing expressed emotion. Her son is really honored to be able to compete on such a big stage. She does not ask Shen Yifan to get good grades, as long as he does his best. Salation took a glance and saw Qiu Rui beside him started to take out the live broadcast equipment from his backpack. Liang Wenjing was a little surprised and said, Zio Kaiu, what is this? Live broadcast, and, hehe, I'm going to record Yifan's game later and post it online. Liang Wenjing smiled. She really didn't understand these young people's things, but when she heard that Chen Yifan's game content was going to be recorded, she quickly said, then remember to send me a copy when the time comes, I'll take a look too. Good. Qiu Rui skillfully opened the live broadcast room. After the fermentation of yesterday's knockout round, nearly 100 people came as soon as he started the broadcast. Compared with the bleak popularity of the previous few days, he became relatively popular. Hey, brothers, next, it's time to witness the miracle. The Little Ho-Oh Cup competition will start right away. Chapter 71. At 10 o'clock in the morning, with the explosion of several gun salutes, the whole stadium became lively. In addition to the audience seats being full, even the guest seats were full of people, and the leaders were all well-known figures in Sichuan province and even the whole country. Everyone at the scene and in front of the TV, welcome to the 2021 Alliance Calendar Little Ho-Oh Cup main match. I am today's host, Ho Wenbo. It's a great honor to host our Little Ho-Oh Cup this time. The Little Ho-Oh Cup has always been a competition for our young trainers in Sichuan province to take off and spread their wings. Before the game starts, I wish our young players all the best. Wow! There was warm applause from the audience. Although compared to other competitions, many spectators have no players to support for the time being, but today, these young trainee trainers are all players they support. At this moment, cheer for them all. Host Ho Wenbo went up to the competition stage, looked at the guest seats directly opposite, and said excitedly, oh, I feel honored and terrified to see our guests here today. Hearing Ho Wenbo's flattering behavior, the people in the guest table couldn't help laughing. This little Ho is quite interesting. Next, let me introduce you to Jiuying, who we are here today. First place, Mr. Zhang Wenbin, Vice Chairman of Sichuan Alliance League. The audience burst into applause. Zhang Wenbin stood up with a smile, and bowed slightly in the direction of the audience. Every year, the high-level members of the Alliance League Association will be different. Last year it was the chairman, and this year it is Zhang Wenbin. Zhang Wenbin specially applied for it. After all, his daughter is also one of the players, and he also wants to see it with his own eyes. The number 1 university in Sichuan province, President of Sichuan University, Mr. Cheng Yu. Amid the warm applause, Cheng Yu, wearing a pair of round-frame glasses, stood up and greeted with a smile. Every year as the principal of Sichuan University, he would come to watch the Little Ho-Oh Cup competition in person. For the young talents in their own province, although Sichuan University is at a disadvantage compared to the top 10 colleges and universities, they don't want to let them go easily, and they still have to win over them. After all, compared to those foreign colleges and universities, Sichuan University is their own. Chairman of Sichuan Alliance Branch, Master Tang Jian, wow! There was even more enthusiastic applause from the audience, and Tang Zy, who was sitting next to an amiable-looking old man, who was smiling and nodding, also stood up. As the president of the branch, Tang Jian is only 40 years old today, younger than Zhang Wenbin, and can be said to be young and strong. Although he is not the youngest master trainer, compared to many masters, his age is not too old, and his status as a master trainer makes his status unshakable. The second person in Sichuan province. After Tang Jian sat down, Ho Wenbo's tone paused slightly and became more agitated. Finally, let us give warm applause to welcome the pride of our people in Sichuan province, the Sichuan Provincial Fire Element Explosive Gym Trainer, Yang Ting, and Old Yang, bang. All of a sudden, the audience erupted, and even Qiu Rui and Liang Wenjing, who were sitting in the auditorium, applauded with reverence. Sitting next to Tang Jian, Yang Ting stood up slowly like a kind old man, nodded to everyone with a smile on his face, and took the microphone from Tang Jian at the same time. Hi everyone, I'm Yang Ting. The 8 words aroused enthusiastic responses from the audience, even Chen Yifan, who was sitting in the lounge watching the opening of the game, applauded. It is not easy to meet the gym trainer. Even if it is the gymnasium assessment for the assessment of advanced trainers, Yang Ting will not be seen, that is the task of the resident trainer. Only in the National Elite League, where you need to use the gym badge to participate, will you see Yang Ting and be able to fight against him in person. Yang Ting smiled and pressed his hands down, the field suddenly became quiet, as if a needle could be heard. Yang Ting smiled, and continued, every year, the Little Ho-Oh Cup is the most important competition for us in Sichuan Province. You can witness with your own eyes that our young trainers in Sichuan Province are getting stronger every year. I am very honored. It doesn't really matter what the result of the game is. I have always cared about the process. As long as the players work hard, even if they fail, it will be a good thing for them. In my opinion, every young trainer who can be on this stage is capable and capable. I believe that their future will be even better. I very much hope that one day, no matter who the players are, they can stand in front of me and issue a formal challenge to me. In that case, I'd be absolutely delighted. Yang Ting smiled so much that his eyes narrowed, and the audience also laughed in unison. The official challenge that Yang Ting spoke of is not a gymnastics challenge, it is a real challenge to the main lineup of a gymnasium trainer. How much courage and strength is required for that? Old Yang really knows how to joke, that kind of genius can only appear once every few years. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, it would be hard for people to believe that this amiable old man was that old monster that everyone talked about in the mouths of elite trainers and even master trainers. His eldest disciple, Master Niu Tianli, is called Nu Yan. And he is called the Violent Flame. After Yang Ting sat down, Ho Wenbo continued to answer, okay, thank you Mr. Yang for your speech. I believe that both the audience present and the audience in front of the TV are full of expectations for our contestants. I also wish them a good result today, so I won't say much. Please prepare for the first contestant, the competition will officially start in 2 minutes. The waiting time began to flash on the big screen. At the guest table, apart from the 4 people introduced just now, there are also some admissions teachers from various universities, and some leaders of Sichuan Alliance. Well done, some introduction. Cheng Yu, the principal of Sichuan University, glanced at Yang Ting and Tang Jian who were chatting beside him, then turned his head and smiled at Zhang Wenbin who was beside him. Xiao Zhang, I heard that your girl is also on the list of players. How about it? Think about it, come to Sichuan University, we are in urgent need of talents. Cheng Yu is over 60 this year, so he should call Zhang Wenbin Xiao Zhang. After hearing this, Zhang Wenbin also said with a smile on his face, Principal Cheng, what kind of talent is the little girl? If you don't dislike her, I am of course very happy. This is exactly what her mother and I want, and we don't want her to go out. That's right, our talents in Sichuan Province should stay in Sichuan Province. When the time comes, call our admissions teacher together. Let's have a good talk. Even if we enter the school team, it's okay. Cheng Yu smiled with satisfaction. Zhang Wenbin is extremely strong among the elite trainers. The daughter he can teach must be a genius. Chapter 72. In the lounge, Niu Junhao looked nervous. Not only are so many viewers here today, but even Grandpa is here, what should he do? If only I had 3 points of guts like Brother Yifan, I would definitely not be afraid. Niu Junhao. Hearing the shout, Niu Junhao turned his head to look, and was a little surprised to find that it was Yang Xingyu who didn't talk to him very much. Yang Xingyu's cold face showed no expression at all, and beside him were 2 younger brothers, both of whom were his followers, but they also entered the main match at the same time. Seeing the uneasy Niu Junhao, Yang Xingyu frowned. He has never looked down on this kid. Although he admires Master Niu Tianli, he doesn't think Niu Junhao is outstanding, he is just a coward. You don't feel nervous about this kind of competition, do you? Grandpa is still watching from above. I hope you don't lose face in the gym. Yang Xingyu said coldly. Brother Xingyu, It's okay if he didn't mention it, but when he mentioned Niu Junhao, he became a little anxious, and he hesitated and couldn't speak. If you can't do it, just abstain as soon as possible, as long as there is no competition, others will not know who you are. Abstaining. Niu Junhao's face panicked. He didn't want to abstain, he hasn't played yet, why did he abstain? It's just, he's so nervous. At this time, a hand was placed on his shoulder suddenly. 837 Niu Junhao felt very warm, looked up, it was brother Yifan. Junhao will not abstain. Not only will he not, but he will also get good grades, right Junhao? Chen Yifan patted Niu Junhao with a smile and said to Yang Xingyu with a serious face. Brother Yifan. Who are you? Yang Xingyu frowned and looked Chen Yifan up and down. He didn't know this kid at all. He's my man. Someone next to him answered, and Zhang Miao Miao came over. Oh? Zhang Miao Miao, aren't you Xiaowai's girlfriend? Yang Xingyu looked at Zhang Miao Miao, his eyes narrowed, and a smile was drawn on the corner of his mouth. Ever since big brother Yang Xingyuan went out, among the high-class children in Rongcheng, he is the leader. Yao Minghui also belonged to his party. Zhang Miao Miao's face turned cold. Yang Xingyu, what nonsense are you talking about? Others are afraid of Yang Xingyu, but she is not afraid, even if it is the grandnephew of the gym owner, Yang Ting, and the old man will never let the family intervene in the fight between young people. And it's just a grandnephew, not a grandson, so why bother? Yang Xingyuan is not like you, and he has 2 younger brothers. Nausea. Isn't it? Forget it if you don't, there's no need to be angry. Yang Xingyu smiled disapprovingly. Daf J, didn't say anything else, this woman is a lunatic, she dares to beat people when she is a little upset. He can't fight back, although he is pretty, he is not interested at all. Then he turned his head to look at Chen Yifan. You really have the ability to stand up for this kind of trash in front of me. Aren't you trash? It's not your turn to talk. Chen Yifan turned cold and replied. At the same time, he pulled Niu Junhao, what are you talking about with this kind of person, Junhao, just be yourself, don't be looked down upon by others. Well, brother Yifan, I see. Niu Junhao nodded seriously, and glanced at Yang Xingyu. After Yang Xingyu's words, he was not as nervous as before. When the 3 of them left, Yang Xingyu's face quickly returned to its usual calm. Help me find out, what's the name of this kid? Suddenly met the younger brother beside him, and the younger brother quickly responded. Chen Yifan's name was soon found out. Boss, this kid's name is Chen Fan. Yang Xingyu nodded, Chen Yifan. Suddenly there is hope that this kid won't fall too soon. If I can meet myself, it must be very interesting to see him cry bitterly on the field. Little Ho-Oh Cup, the first round of the main competition, contestant Niu Junhao and contestant Li Qiang are invited to enter. Amidst the applause of thousands of spectators, the anxious student and the equally nervous Li Qiang walked out of the lounge slowly. It was the first time to participate in such a grand event. Although Li Qiang was slightly better than Niu Junhao, he was also very nervous. Looking at the densely packed audience in the auditorium and the smile of his grandfather in the guest auditorium, Niu Junhao swallowed his saliva. Radish, Chinese cabbage, dark turnip, Chinese cabbage. Muttering all the way to the central competition platform. Li Qiang behind him was a little puzzled. Big radish and Chinese cabbage, what is it? Do you still want to eat it? When both of them came to the stage, Ho Wenbo couldn't help laughing and said, okay, it can be seen that both of our contestants are a little nervous. Let's give them encouragement. Where is the applause? Clap clap clap. Niu Junhao shrank his neck, stopped applauding. How could carrots and cabbages applaud? Mr. Yang, this little guy belongs to Master Niu's family. He looks familiar. Seeing Niu Junhao with his head buried, Jian asked with a smile. Well, it's my useless little grandson. Yang Ting replied with a smile. He has always regarded Niu Tianli as his own son, so he naturally regards Niu Junhao as his own grandson. If it weren't for Niu Tianli's insistence on preparing the first Pokémon for his son, Niu Junhao's first Pokémon should also be his scent. Although the boy from his younger brother's family is also quite excellent, but compared to him, he likes Niu Junhao a little more. It's just a pity that Niu Tianli, a kid, has always been brain dead. He thought that he had been taken care of by his master all the time, and he didn't want his son to bear the kindness of the master again if he was beaten to death, so he really couldn't afford it. In desperation, Yang Ting could only transfer the Pokémon that had been prepared to Yang Xing. That Pokémon, even for him, cost a lot to get it. It's not easy. Yang Ting had a smile in his eyes. He knew that Niu Junhao's character was a bit flawed, but today Niu Junhao had the courage to stand on this field, which made him feel relieved. Back on the field, both players took out pokeballs under the guidance of the referee. He let out a heavy breath, and Junhao's mood gradually eased. As Brother Yifan said, be yourself and don't be looked down upon by others. As long as I do my best, I will also prove to my father, grandpa, and Brother Yifan that I am not a coward. Niu Junhao's eyes were serious, and he followed rival and pressed the pokeball at the same time. Come out. Litten. The appearance of Litten caused rival Li Qiang to look bitter. His Pokémon is a grass-type Shroomish. What to use to fight Litten of the fire department? Although he can break into the main match, his strength is not weak. But he is not hanging on the wall. At this stage, he dare not even think about fighting against Attribute. Under Li Qiang's bitter expression, a few minutes later. Litten, Fire Fang. Meow. Litten spewed fire from his mouth and bit Shroomish on the head. Shroomish lost the ability to fight, Litten won, and Niu Junhao advanced to the next round. Litten is so good. Meow. Niu Junhao showed a happy smile, and couldn't help but look at his grandpa in the guest seat, as if he saw the encouraging look in his grandpa's eyes. Niu Junhao exhaled, and looked at the auditorium again. They all seemed to be applauding for his victory. This. Is it a game? Niu Junhao was stunned, he suddenly felt. It feels so good to win in this arena. Chapter 73 Abstaining and Hiding. Okay, I'll just say you can do it, isn't it very easy? Back in the waiting room, Chen Yifan put his arms around Niu Junhao's head. He was very happy for Niu Junhao's change. Although they were competing in the same arena, it was because of this that he felt more fulfilled. When Chen Yifan let go, Niu Junhao patted his head, he laughed and said, thanks to Brother Yifan, I have the courage to continue fighting, otherwise I might have to embarrass my grandpa and dad. Chen Yifan smiled, that's your own change, it has nothing to do with me. Next, we might still be rival, don't be afraid. Don't worry, Brother Yifan, when I stood on the field just now, I had already made up my mind. Niu Junhao's eyes were serious, and at this moment he had the demeanor of his father when he was young. No matter who rival is, I will do my best and fight with my Litten. Okay. The two looked at each other and smiled, and Zhang Meow next to her blinked her eyes suspiciously. How did she feel that the relationship between these two people was almost as good as her own? No. Xiao Chen. Zhang Meow's coquettish voice brought Chen Yifan back to reality. Chen Yifan turned his head to look, and saw Zhang Meow looking at him with resentment. Should Uncle Niu give you an award? You solved a big problem that none of them could do. Zhang Meow's faint words made Niu Junhao blush and scratched his head a little at a loss. Chen Yifan is also a little funny, this little girl, the jealousy has been eaten by the boys, this is his little brother, and he is nervous about the competition, just a word of consolation. He is straight. After a small episode, Zhang Meow was quickly coaxed by Chen Yifan, her temper came and went quickly, this is Zhang Meow. Back on the playing field, the fiery match is still going on. Apprentice trainer matches always end quickly, although there are quite a few matches, half a day is more than enough to finish. In less than an hour, the 19th game has already arrived. Oh my god! Li Ruxiang's drillbur is so strong. Metal Claw. The last move, cut through Wubit's defense, Wubit fell. Wubit lost the ability to fight, congratulations to Li Ruxiang, advanced to the next round. Ho Wenbo, the host who temporarily acted as the game commentator, had an exaggerated expression, exclamation from time to time mixed with tense and exciting language, which also raised the atmosphere of the audience. This is an apprentice trainer's match, after all, it is far less enjoyable to watch than those high-level trainer matches, so he naturally needs to be more passionate as a commentator. But these trainee trainers today are indeed getting better every year. Compared with them back then, they seem to be much better each and every one of them, Ho Wenbo said with emotion in his heart. Of course, he couldn't make it to the Little Ho-Oh Cup. He is just an intermediate trainer, his major is hosting, and his side job is commentary. He has been on this road for more than 10 years, and he is considered a little famous in Sichuan province. Of course, no one would know him if he left Sichuan province. Hosts and normals like them are all hosting competitions in their own provinces, and they rarely have the opportunity to host competitions of an all-alliance nature, which is rare. It is an honor to host the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Ho Wenbo shook his head and couldn't help laughing. Why did he suddenly think about it in random ways? He straightened his face and looked down at the list of players for the next round. Okay, then next, I invite contestant Yang Xingyu and contestant Xia Hu. Before he finished speaking, a reminder from the broadcaster came from the headset. Ho Wenbo hastily corrected, sorry, because Pang Xiaohu abstained, Yang Xingyu automatically advances to the next round. As soon as the words were spoken, the audience was in an uproar. There are really not many players who abstained in the main match of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. Even if they know the gap, some people will want to fight. Does this mean that there is something dark about this scene? At the guest table, Yang Ting's expression sank, and he turned to look at Zhang Wenbin, the vice-chairman of the league. What's going on? The voice was full of oppression. Although Yang Xingyu was his grandnephew, he had always had a zero-tolerance attitude towards match-fixing. He knew that his identity was different after all, which also gave the Yang family a lot of sense of superiority. The recognition and sense of honor for the family might be commendable, but he would never allow bullying to happen. Once it was found out that the match was fake and Yang Xingyu coerced rival to abstain, Yang Xingyu would suffer a lot. Chairman Zhang, we must seriously find out the reason, and we must not make any falsehoods. Tang Jian, who was at the side, also answered with a serious face. The question from Yang Ting and Tang Jian made Zhang Wenbin a little nervous. He turned his head to look at the person in charge, and only knew the cause and effect with the understanding of his subordinates. He quickly said to the two, report to the owner, report to the president. According to our investigation, Pang Xiaohu did not force Yang Xingyu to abstain, but he abstained on his own initiative. We also asked the reason, and he said that Yang Xingyu was too strong. He couldn't beat him, and he didn't want to hurt Pokémon, so he abstained. 0 for flowers. 0. Yang Ting looked relaxed, and asked again, are you sure? Zhang Wenbin nodded seriously, sure. Yang Ting thought for a few seconds, then slowly nodded under the nervous gaze of the big guys in the guest seat. Let's continue the game. Although he probably guessed Yang Xingyu's tricks, there's nothing to say, as long as it's not forced, all he can do is to ensure the fairness of the game. Competition still depends on strength. Zhang Wenbin heaved a sigh of relief, and quickly asked the person in charge beside him to inform the host that the competition would continue. Okay, I received a reminder from our referee team that Pang Xiaohu's abstention is voluntary abstention, and there is no coercion. Please believe in the fairness of alliance. Then the game will be T. Next. After Ho Wenbo briefly explained, the audience returned to calm. The credibility of alliance is trustworthy, especially when the venue owner Yang is present. 0. Even if Yang Xingyu is said to be Yang Ting's grandnephew, regarding this point, no matter men, women, or children, they all believe that Yang Ting will never lie. In the lounge, Zhang Meow curled her lips in disdain. Pang Xiaohu, that sycophant, he'll just lose in the competition, and he's still playing with these bastards. Oh. Chen Yifan was a little curious. Is this Pang Xiaohu also from Yang Xingyu's party? But even if they were playing together, there was no need to abstain from voting. It would be very troublesome to abstain from being investigated by the alliance. Zhang Meow glanced at Yang Xingyu, who was chatting happily with his younger brother on the other side of the lounge, and explained the reason to Chen Yifan in a whisper. Chen Yifan came to a sudden, very simple, to describe it in 2 words, that is Tibetan clumsiness. I don't want my Pokémon to reveal too much power. In the qualifiers and knockout rounds, there were actually very few players who saw Yang Xingyu's battle, and most of them ended the battle very quickly, unlike the main match all players can see it. To be honest, Chen Yifan doesn't know what Yang Xingyu's Pokémon is now, and he doesn't bother to study it. Anyway, there is only one Pokémon after counting. It doesn't matter whether he is prepared or not. If Pang Xiaohu wanted to fight Yang Xingyu, the two of them had to be serious on the field. If Pang Xiaohu lost on purpose, Yang Ting would definitely be able to tell with his eyesight. At that time, he won't be able to eat and walk away. But seriously, if he wanted to defeat Pang Xiaohu, Yang Xingyu would have to work hard. So. Chen Yifan smiled, this guy really tried his best to win the first place. However, is it useful? Chapter 74. Simple and neat attack. Desert Naya. Such a strong pin missile, let us congratulate Lin Shuling, who has advanced to the next round. Ho Wenbo took the water handed by the staff beside him, took a quick sip, and continued, every battle today, I believe whether it is me or the audience watching the game, I am very impressed. These young trainers are the future of our Sichuan province, the future of the alliance. Let's keep cheering them on. Next, please, contestant Zhang Meow and contestant He Wang come on stage. In the auditorium, Chu Rui's live broadcast unknowingly broke through the 1,000 mark in the main match of the Little Ho-Oh Cup. The atmosphere in the live broadcast room was very lively at this time. Rather than watching the TV broadcast, they preferred to watch the game while listening to Chu Rui bragging. "And, Zhang Miao's 560 competition is here." Chu Rui and Liang Wenjing, who were a little depressed because they had so many games, hadn't played yet, were refreshed. The camera immediately turned to the two girls who came out of the lounge, one innocent and the other pretty. Although Huan paled a lot compared to Zhang Miao, she still had a cute round face, which made her feel more beautiful. The audience in the live broadcast room screamed, "Damn, this is the biggest surprise in this Little Ho-Oh Cup. Seeing it makes me want to run up and fight with them. Anchor, after the game, go up and ask for contact information, I'll take a plane. Come on, the most beautiful one is the owner. Haven't you seen the title of Lao Chu's live broadcast room?" explained an old viewer who watched yesterday's game in the live broadcast room. "Brothers, calm down. If you watch her 100 times, she can't be yours. If you watch the game video 100 times, the combat knowledge is yours. We have to work hard and learn knowledge for the alliance. So, remember to watch my live broadcast often to learn knowledge from now on." Chu Rui's shocking words caused a sudden shock in the live broadcast, followed by a series of question marks and names of philosophers. At the guest table, after Yang Ting's question just now, Zhang Wenbin's face gradually became heavy. If he had a bad impression in Yang Ting's eyes, it would undoubtedly have a great impact on his career. It wasn't until Zhang Miao entered the arena that Zhang Wenbin's expression eased a lot. "Chairman Zhang, is that Ling Ai?" Cheng Yu asked with a smile on the side. Zhang Wenbin also nodded with a smile. "The little girl will need to rely on Principal Cheng's care in the future." "Ha ha ha, it's easy to say, after entering Sichuan University, we are our own people." Cheng Yu smiled. Compared with ordinary trainers, major universities actually prefer students with backgrounds, like Zhang Miao, who have Zhang Wenbin is. In this way, with the help of family and school, those students can grow further. As for civilian trainers, to be honest, the school's resources are also limited. Unless you are too excellent, it is impossible to devote too much. Please release the Pokémon within 10 seconds, and those who exceed the time limit will be deemed to have abstained. Huan and Zhang Miao looked at each other. Zhang Miao seemed to be able to see the tension hidden in Huan's eyes. She didn't mean to look down on others, in fact, even she was a little nervous. However, thinking of Xiao Chen's encouragement, Zhang Miao became less nervous. The little face was a little red, and Xiao Chen also said that when she wins, she will give Love a hug. She must win. Under the watchful eyes of the audience, they pressed the Pokeball in their hands, and two red lights flashed. Fennekin appeared on the field with a goofy-looking yellow duck. Zhang Miao frowned, and heard Ho Wenbo's shout, "Here it is. Fennekin, and Seduc. It seems that this game has something to watch." I don't know whether it was Zhang Miao who overcame the disadvantage of attribute and won the victory, or Huan's Seduc defeated Fennekin, reflecting the terrifying enhancement brought by attribute's advantage. Let us wait and see. In the lounge, Chen Yifan frowned while watching the game on TV in the lounge. At this stage, it is a bit difficult to defeat a Pokémon whose attribute has an absolute advantage. Pokémon, Seduc attribute, water system ability, nothing to do with the weather, will not be affected by the weather, species strength 320 qualification, rare strength, common level, primary trainer level, skills, catch, water gun, water pulse, force note. Seduc has always been troubled by headaches, and when the headaches are splitting, he will start to use magical powers. Seeing rival's Seduc holding his head in his hands, he looks naive, as if he has no deterrent power. Zero, but Zhang Miao didn't dare to be careless in the slightest. For the weak trainers like them, the Pokémon of the water system can completely overcome the fire system, so she must go all out. Game start. Seduc, water gun. Cool. Huan launched the attack first, and Seduc shook his head, as if he didn't know what Huan's order was. Ha ha ha. The audience's teasing laughter came from the stage. Zhang Miao's mouth twitched. "It must be you, Seduc. Fennekin, Ember attack." Zhang Miao naturally couldn't let go of this opportunity. Firefox. Fennekin opened his small mouth, spit out a big cloud of ember and shot it at Seduc. Huan's face turned red, and her voice rose tens of degrees. "Seduc. Cool." Seduc's face turned serious, and when he came back to his senses, seeing the ember attacking at him, he also opened his mouth wide and shot out a jet of blue water. The water gun and ember's attacks collided together, causing the field to continuously emit sizzling sounds. The water gun continuously emitted water vapor under the erosion of the flames, and ember also continued to lose energy under the infusion of the water gun. Are you coming? Ember versus water gun. Who will win? Firefox. Fennekin, who was spit up ember, suddenly turned pale, his body froze, the energy in his mouth dissipated immediately, and his body stepped back 2.2 steps. The water gun broke through ember, heading straight for Fennekin. Fennekin moved his limbs and dodged the water gun's attack. Well, ember is still far from enough in front of water gun, but water gun's attack was also dodged by Fennekin. I don't know how Zhang Meow Meow will respond. The strength of the water gun made He Wan happy. At this time, Seduk seemed to realize that he was in the middle of a battle. While spit up water gun, he shook his head, making the audience very happy. Fennekin kept jumping on the field, dodging the water gun's attack, and at the same time retaliated with an ember from time to time, but Seduk turned his head and put it out. As Fennekin's speed weakened, finally, Fennekin was hit by the Seduk water gun, his body stagnated, and he fell back again and again. Zhang Meow Meow and Fennekin seemed to be in crisis. Chapter 75. Ho Wenbo didn't speak again at this time. He couldn't disrupt the rhythm of the players, and he couldn't interrupt the players' train of thought when they were in crisis. This is the rule of thumb. Seeing that the water gun hit Fennekin, the corners of He Wan's lips curled up slightly. This match was won. Seduk, it's time. Force. Cool. As soon as the words fell, Seduk's eyes lit up pink. At the same time, Fennekin's body was also surrounded by pink light, and there was a stabbing pain in his mind, which made Fennekin scream in pain. Confusion, a superpower skill, can control rivals' actions, and can also cause spiritual attacks on enemies. Zhang Meow Meow bit her lips tightly, but she still didn't speak. At this time, she couldn't be nervous. Fennekin, you must hold on. Fennekin clenched his teeth, under the impact of Seduk's confusion, even his 4 short legs trembled a little. But at this moment, confusion's attack stopped, Seduk's expression froze, and he covered his head in pain. Continued use of confusion is also a great test for Seduk. The side effects came, and it started to have headaches again. Oops! Is Seduk's headache coming again? Ho Wenbo said in surprise. He Wan also secretly thought it was bad. 30 is over now. Fennekin was able to take a breather, took a slight breath, and Zhang Meow Meow's eyes lit up. Fennekin, flower attack. Firefox. A wave of ember jumped straight at Seduk, who had no resistance for the time being, and Seduk fell down. Seduk. He Wan's expression changed, but then Seduk stood up again. Under the stimulation of ember, it also relieved its headache a lot, and it was obviously impossible to defeat it with the attack of ember's skills. But at this moment, Seduk frowned, realizing that things were not simple. Because, Fennekin rushed over. Want to get close? He Wan narrowed her eyes. Seduk, water pulse. Cool. The blue light in his hand flashed, and a blue halo gathered between Seduk's hands, gradually forming a blue water ball. Under the activation of energy, water pulse rushed towards Fennekin. Water pulse, with a power rating of 60, once Fennekin is hit, basically declares the end of the game. Under the nervous gaze of the audience, Fennekin kicked his hind legs and jumped high with his front legs, avoiding the attack of water pulse. Wow! The audience screamed for Fennekin's performance. At such a short distance, I can actually avoid water pulse. The corner of Zhang Meow Meow's mouth twitched. Speaking of which, it was all thanks to her own Xiao Chen. 2 days ago, Chen Yifan specially let Bun Elby and Fennekin do emergency training together, just to exercise Fennekin's reaction ability. If Fennekin had the current reaction 3 days ago, he would not have been easily controlled by Bing Vulpix's disable. However, it's not over yet. Fennekin. Firefox. In midair Fennekin made a small roll, showed his sharp claws, and grabbed Seduk. Seduk's head hurt, and then Fennekin grabbed 2 deep bloodstains on his head. Go back. Cool. Seduk also stretched out his palm, and slapped Fennekin hard. Fennekin took several steps back after being hit, but Zhang Meow Meow didn't look nervous at all. It's over. What? He Wan was startled, and saw 7 colored lights flickering in the eyes of the panting Fennekin, as if he was condensing some powerful attack. This is... Hee-won's pupil shrank. Fennekin, Psybeam. Firefox. Fennekin's eyes shot out a 7-colored light, and because the distance was too close, Seduck had no room to hide. Cool. After a scream, Seduck fell straight down. Seduck, out of combat. Amazing. Fennekin. Firefox. As a Fennekin who is born with psychic, although it has not been reflected in attribute yet, he can still learn some psychic skills. It's so exciting. I really didn't know who the winner was until the last moment. I couldn't believe it. Fennekin won against attribute. I also thank contestant Hee-won for the wonderful game. Congratulations to Zhang Meow Meow. Advance to the next round, wow. The audience began to applaud enthusiastically, and some even shouted Zhang Meow Meow's name. This was the first time in this little Ho-Oh Cup that attribute turned defeat into victory under a big disadvantage, which is naturally worthy of praise. At the guest table, Zhang Wenbin also showed a satisfied smile. Zhang Meow Meow's performance is worthy of praise. This girl finally opened a new car. Cheng Yu on the side was also very satisfied. The ending was naturally good, but what he admired more was Zhang Meow Meow's calmness in the face of danger, which was hard to see at this stage of apprenticeship. This girl is not bad, I heard it belongs to Director Jiang's family. Yang Ting on the other side said with a rare smile. Zhang Wenbin nodded quickly, with a look of flattery on his face, yes, the owner of the museum, it is the little girl. Not bad. Yang Ting smiled and didn't say anything more. At best, he just admired Zhang Meow Meow's performance, which was not too amazing. But this also made Zhang Wenbin very happy. When his daughter comes home, he must reward her well. Back in room 643, Zhang Meow Meow threw herself into Chen Yifan's arms. Xiao Chen, I won. Holding the delicate body that was constantly twisting in his arms, Chen Yifan also had a smile on his face, and kissed her pretty face. Okay, my Meow Meow is awesome, keep working hard and keep winning. Yet. Zhang Meow Meow nodded, but she still couldn't get out of Chen Yifan's arms. It made the surrounding players feel a little bit embarrassed, and they all turned their eyes to the other side. Show affection, die fast. I don't know this, I will eliminate you two guys later. Hateful. Chen Yifan had no choice but to sit aside with his clingy little girl in his arms. Fennekin's victory over Seduck is certainly commendable, but not without its problems. Fennekin took too much attack up front and it shouldn't have. At the beginning, you should quickly approach Seduck. Whether it is Psybeam or Ember, even if Seduck has a higher tolerance to fire skills, but at this stage, everyone will not have too much physical strength. Fennekin should be able to win more easily. And the weakness of Seduck is also a bit obvious. Headaches have always been a barrier for this Pokémon. If you want to solve headaches, you can only go through evolution. The evolved Golduck is the real big brother level Pokémon, and now, at best, it is a younger brother. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.